All right, what's up, guys? So, this was the video that pretty much started the whole TMossBoss hate train. So, there was a night in December where me and Just a Robot, we had a conversation. It wasn't, I don't know, like, I feel like I can't really call it a conversation, but at the same time, I'm like, just to sum it up in a simple way, yeah, it was a form of a conversation, but anyways, this was that night that I was telling you guys about where he was all like, "Oh, I want to make a deal with you. It's like you let me give you advice or whatever the case, like, or like help me or something." And I made it clear, like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I have been saying this, I have been standing on that, like, just on that form of business ever since me and Just a Robot ever had a conversation with each other. So yeah, it really confuses the life out of me, because this particular night I remember because there he wasn't being acknowledged, he wasn't being talked to. Like, I didn't ask him for his opinion or nothing. He just came to my channel and just started insulting me, and I'm thinking to myself, why are you no I it wasn't even thinking, I'm asking him this. I'm like, why are you here right now? Like, I had forgot all about him because the last time I had to say I'd seen anything Just a Robot related was earlier that year. I think it was before, it might have been either May or June. I think that was when I was like last seeing anything of Just a Robot. But yeah, I'm like, fam, I'm telling you right now, like, and I think, yeah, it was, I remember for sure it was in like before summer, or it might even been during summer. I don't know, but I just remember at some point in time forgot all about him. I'm like, months had passed, hadn't heard anything of him. So yeah, it was just one of those things where he was just trying to get himself way too involved in people's issues and their drama, like trying to make his opinion matter. And that's one thing about the internet business, is that it doesn't matter what you're talking about, your opinion is not going to matter. You can state your opinion, but do you honestly think people are going to care? Like, I say that because the amount of times where I've talked on stuff and I'm like, yeah, you might get a person here and there, they'll agree with you or disagree with you, whatever the case may be, but overall it's like you're talking about somebody that nobody doesn't really care about, and that's talking on myself. I'm like, bro, it wasn't like I was a famous YouTuber or I was popular or anything. It's like, fam, I was a small YouTuber myself. So it is funny though that even in the last video he was bringing that up and he was trying to call me a hypocrite because of how I responded to the Jax film and Jinx situation. Like, oh, it's pretty much he's trying to say that it's a problem if Jack does it, but it's okay if I do it. That's the difference between me and Jack Films. He's a big content creator. I'm not. So overall, even now, still, it's like, yeah, if I have a lot of traction, if I have a lot of viewers, if there's a lot of people watching my videos, then yeah, then I guess, your channel will be in some sort of destroyed state. When has that ever happened when I made a video on you? When has there ever been a time? And the reason why I bring that up is because I remember him bringing it up in another video in another situation where he was talking about how an individual, and he just like he likes to hold on to stuff, and I think that's why a lot of the videos that he made on me, it wasn't because, oh, his fans told him to or he needed something. No, it's something where he's holding on to a grudge. He can't let go of how I responded to his videos because he wants his full circle. He wants his opinion to matter so much. And I'm like, bro, your opinion does not matter on anything that you talk about. You are pretty much just another face on the internet, another voice on the internet where, yeah, people are going to hear it. Oh, okay, move on. And it'll be somebody else's turn to, because Just a Robot, that's one thing about him. He can't capture an audience. Like, yeah, there has been times like where he's made some videos and it's gone viral, but it's like, look at how those videos have done for him. And it's like, or just overall how he is as a content creator. This is like peak content creation from him just doing these videos where he's sitting down talking about stuff. But other than that, do you see him acting in the movie? Do you see him doing gaming videos? Do you see him doing anything else besides the videos that he does right now? No. it's not in him to do it, you know. So anyways, but no, yeah, let's go ahead, take a little trip down memory lane, see how, or I more so I guess for you guys that are new to the situation, you know, see I guess my reaction to this, because I haven't watched any of these his the videos that I reacted to, those would be the only videos I have watched of his. But other than that, I this is my first time watching this video. So but yeah, I was aware more so of how the situation turned out after he had did this video. Yeah, after he did this, it was just nonstop dislikes across my channel. So yeah, my channel, it couldn't, it's like anytime I upload a video, just nonstop dislikes, hate comments, you know, people bring it in. Like, and that's the thing where it's like I'll talk on, and even at that time being, and I remember him talking about it in one of his videos. It was a friend of mine that had got shot and killed, and I talked about it. What did his fans do? They responded to it by bringing up internet drama, as if my mindset is thinking about internet drama, and I just lost a childhood friend of mine. So that would just be my question. What do you think is more important, losing your childhood friend or internet drama? If you say internet drama, then I'm like, yeah, you're out of tune in life. You got issues, and it's one of those things where at some point in time, you know, life is going to hit you hard, and I feel like that same question is going to come back to you in another way possibly. But are you going to really be in whatever that case may be, are you really going to be focused on internet drama? So but anyways, nah, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. But this was before that situation, because this video was uploaded, and yeah, so it was a few days because it happened on New Year's Eve, so it was a few days before that situation. But I remember, I think it was either that night or the next night. It was at some point in time of the event where I had talked on my friend. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video.
Just a robot. I wasn't really planning on doing another video about TMossBoss Productions, especially.
But even after he did this video, he still did numerous videos about me. So it's one of those things where I'm like, he always says that, oh, I don't plan on doing a video about TMossBoss. And so it's funny because, of course, he uploaded videos after this. Then he uploaded that video where he was like, last video on TMossBoss. Then, of course, you know, most people are going to be like, all right, last video he's going to upload on him. Then he turns around and does the Where It's TMossBoss Right Now video. I haven't done nothing towards him besides, yeah, if I had talked on the drama, it was just more so telling people the story and stuff, warning people this is what happens when you get into internet drama. That's what I was more so doing when I would talk on Just a Robot. But anyways, and then I remember, I think it was before that Where's TMossBoss Right Now video, then I remember seeing a tweet of his where he was all like, oh, the next time I'll do a video on TMossBoss is when he goes to jail or something. And I'm like, what does that have to do with you? What does my personal life have to do with you? That's his, and again, he tries to add himself way too much into people's lives. But anyways, then of course in that Lyle Convoy call, they what was the last video he was working on? A TMossBoss video. So yeah, it's something where if people want to make it seem like that I have an issue with with me having an issue with TMossBoss, I have an issue with the fact of how I handled this situation. But no, if people want to overall like bringing up that I have an issue with Just a Robot and that's why I did all these videos, like I said before, I more so had did the videos just to defend myself. But that's one thing that people cannot say, is that in any of the videos that I've ever uploaded, I never stirred up drama. I never called him out unless it was something that was clear as day, like the racism stuff. Anything else, never called him out on it. Yeah, it's like harassment and, you know, the stuff that I went through. But other than that, it was like, oh, it's like Just a Robot slapped my my pet, or Just a Robot drop kick my grandfather, or what else? You know, like, yeah, I'm not coming out and saying some like how these guys were making up stories about me, but anyways.
Soon, but it looks like I have to. Now I have done videos about this guy before.
Funny thing is, nobody had brought his name up. I honestly don't even know how he even seen because that's what it was, is that if you guys remember the YouTuber Minnesota Boy, so me and him, our beef had kind of, well, it didn't reignite, but it was just more so me just kind of trolling him and having fun with this situation. But no, so Minnesota Boy and one of his fans was going around spreading a rumor that I was adopted. I was like, I find that kind of odd because I'm like, I think that would be a weird thing to look just like your adopted parents. Like if you guys see my parents, it's literally both of them put together, and then there's me. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't. How do you even get a hold of that information? But I was having fun with the situation, and then yeah, for some reason, just the robot felt that he needed to add in his he wasn't even that. Do you know, from what I remember, honestly don't really remember him talking about Minnesota Boy. I had to like watch this video and check and see, because most likely he is gonna post the conversation that we had that night. But other than that, like I don't remember him talking about Minnesota Boy. But I remember, I think that's what he wanted though, was for me to be all buddy buddy with him and do some video on Minnesota Boy. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how you be cool with somebody. You go to their channel and start insulting them, and then thinking like, oh, okay, like yeah, it's they're gonna want to work with me afterwards. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what kind of social skills you got, but it's like, yeah, you need to take them social skills, throw them away, start fresh. But anyways,
for everybody who doesn't know who he is, well, he's a reactor, which is a guy who records himself watching someone else's video, and they put the video they're reacting to in the bottom corner of the screen. And by the way, they play the entire video without editing anything out. From what I've seen of
I've talked on that before. The reason why I don't edit anything out in my, cause all right, so imagine if this video was heavily edited and you guys wanted to see my reaction to certain parts, and it's like, wait a minute, I didn't get to, what about that part? I'm not trying to have it where it's like, okay, so I gotta save the file, take that part out, post that clip, then there's another person's like, well, wait a minute, I wanted to see how you reacted to the introduction of the video. So it's like, that's why I'm like, you know what, just to eliminate that conversation, I'm just going to upload my entire reaction, the whole video. So I'm not like, oh, well, how did you react to this? How did you react to that? So yeah, that's why I do that. But anyways,
TMossBoss's reaction videos is they're not as bad as some other reaction videos. He at the very least pauses the video he's reacting to. Now granted, he still plays the entire video, so he still has a bit of a ways to go. Now I know a lot of you are thinking,
my question is why does your opinion about reaction videos need to matter? Why do I need to? The thing is this, I know he's doing these videos for me to watch. It took me a while, but eventually, yeah, I'm sitting down and I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing reaction videos for you. I'm doing reaction videos for the people that actually like reaction videos. You don't like reaction videos. So why are you sitting down worried about whether the video has editing, or if it doesn't have editing, or this is being, if I'm pausing in the video or not pausing in the video? So that's what I'm saying. It's like you want your opinion to matter so much, and it's just, I'm sorry to break this news to you, but it's not gonna matter. Not with me, at least. All right, maybe with your fans and with other people, your opinion may matter. Not with me. And the funny thing is, even after all that drama, after all the hatred and all that stuff, I'm still doing reaction videos the same way. So really, what did you accomplish with your videos about me? That's what I would like to know. I feel like I've asked that question before, but I'm like, no, like exactly what did you accomplish by making videos on me? Because as far as I see, you didn't accomplish anything. All right, I still had, the funny thing is, before and after he did his videos on me, I had numerous reaction videos blowing up, getting a lot of views. Just recently had a reaction video that I uploaded the same year as this stuff was going down. But anyways, yeah, it was like a Twitch clip compilation reaction video that I did. Video just recently reached over 500,000 views. So that's why I'm like, man, you know, like, why would I stop doing something that's good for me? That's like telling Vince McMahon, oh, stop doing the WWE because, oh, you have these big name wrestlers instead of indie name wrestlers. So therefore the company, the whole company has to be done in my likings, or just you have to stop it. That's not how that works, or anything else in this world. So I'm like, my thing is this: if I would have sat down and did these same videos criticizing your content, would you have changed anything? No, you wouldn't. All right, so that's why I'm like, fam, you can sit here and call me out on my content. At the end of the day, it's not going to achieve anything. I'm still going to do the content that I've been doing. You could call it an attitude. No, that's just me having control and ownership of my channel, just like how you have control and ownership of your channel, all right? Because I know you wouldn't sit down and listen to no criticizing video that I uploaded on you. So, but if my thing is this, all right, if I can't sit down and take the time to criticize you real quick, change the have it to where it's like 3D animation for when you're doing these videos and you're using your just a robot avatar. It's like, this is old fashioned. It's just about as old as that movie in the background. But anyways, I'm like, no, change it to where it's 3D animation. Get a better microphone. Have it where the videos are a little bit shorter, because ain't nobody trying to sit down and watch no 29-minute video about no TMossBoss. All right, have it where there's, like there's just some sort of like visuals. Like it's not just a picture of a house or anything. It's like it's like a 3D, like, yeah, besides your character, but even the background too. Have it where it's like a 3D animation. See, and that stuff where it's all like, I don't need to, I guarantee and I promise you, he's going like, I don't need to do that, because that's not the main point of the video. There you go. All right. It's like my point pretty much proven. I'm like, me editing a part out of a video that people are not going to, it's either people are going to want to see that part that I reacted to, or it's going to be a situation. Well, no, yeah. Overall, it's like, no, like I said before, it's like people are going to be like, no, bro, it's like, leave that in. And just like how it is, like, you have a foundation, you have something that you got going on for your channel. So overall, why would you change it? My point. But anyways,
why talk about this guy? He doesn't sound as bad as all the other reactors. Well, the thing is, he's a complete idiot. Out of every reactor I have seen on YouTube, he has by far the worst arguments. But despite his low IQ, he does have a big heart. He thinks black people can be racist, just like white people, and he also doesn't like Minnesota Boy. For those of you who don't know who Minnesota Boy is, consider yourself lucky, but I'm going to play a clip from one of his videos so you can see what kind of person he is.
If you're a cracker, a peckerwood, a redneck.
The video that I found of Minnesota Boy, yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy video, but my thing is this, just because of how I have like my racist, or not racist, but how I have my like views on racism. Yeah, it's something where it's like, you can't just assume just because of that, like, oh, there's those things that I agree with, therefore I all of a sudden have a big heart. My response to that, I have a big heart towards people that also have a big heart. All right. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I guess overall the point that I'm trying to make is that you ain't going to get that same type of respect out of me, because I have yet to see you do anything in a positive fashion when it comes to being a content creator. But anyways,
a hunky, a white devil, specifically you little 12 and 13-year-old children that love to play Call of Duty and watch my GTA 5 videos, fuck off my channel. Unsubscribe, leave a dislike, leave your pathetic ass comments, because it don't bother me. Get off my channel, all right? My channel is...
Yeah, he did this video because at the time being, it was popular to do videos where it's like dear a certain group of people. So at the time being, no, that's actually the girl that started it all. It was this girl named Nicole Arbor. And excuse me, she did a video where she was like, it was like dear fat people, and yeah, she was just like cracking jokes and saying all these like disrespectful things towards people of a like bigger size and stuff. I don't feel comfortable calling them, like calling people fat and stuff. So, but yeah, like she was like just randomly disrespecting people out there of like of a bigger size. And yeah, I was like, fam, what reason does she have for that? Like, ain't nobody did nothing to her. So yeah, that video went viral. And then at that time being, it was a lot of people doing videos of theirs like, oh, dear, a certain group of people. So he thought it would be a smart idea to do a video titled Dear White People, Why I Hate White People. I still have the reaction up. But as far as the original video, if you want to see the video without my reaction, if it's been re-uploaded somewhere, then you can possibly watch it that way. But if not, then I guess anybody that reacted to the video, that would be the only way of watching it. But this clip showed the whole video and stuff. It was a decent sized video, but it was just of him being racist. Anyway,
the reconstruction. This channel is specifically for black people and was meant for black people in the first place.
So I thought to myself, TMossBoss has a good heart, he knows about my videos, and his channel is dying. So I decided to reach out.
Wait a minute. Who said that my channel was dying? And that's, see, again, the like, just talking on that, the opinion matters stuff. Fam, who told you of this information? That's the thing where it's like, I think what he said, and my channel was actually doing perfectly fine. I was like, my channel was growing. I think even after this situation, I think it was like that very next, yeah, it was like in 2017, I had hit 10,000 subscribers. So it's like, yeah, I guess like maybe so actually that's what it was. So even like there was a YouTuber that I was reacting to frequently. It was this YouTuber named McJuggernuggets. It was McJuggernuggets, El Presador, because 2015, like I was uploading like a crazy. It was 2015 and 2016. I was uploading a lot of different videos where they were doing numbers for my channel. So yeah, McJuggernuggets, El Presador, Angry Grandpa. Who else? Oh, I mean, they had the Minnesota Boy reaction video that took off too. Who else that I reacted to where it was like doing numbers. But yeah, overall it's like I was reacting to those guys' content a lot, and that's why. But I remember at some point in time I had stopped, and I was like, no, I want to, because it like everybody just kept commenting, just react to McJuggernuggets, react to McJuggernuggets. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with the McJuggernuggets reactions. I'm focusing on something else. So that's when I had, because yeah, most likely, and I think at that time being too, like he had, I was it 2016 or the next year? At some point in time, McJuggernuggets, he kind of took a break from content creating, so there wasn't really nothing else to react to on his channel. And then yeah, then I overall just wanted to be known as outside of like, oh, that's the guy that reacts to these guys. So yeah, I was like, let me, widen out my variety when it comes to videos. But I guess, yeah, by, of course your views are gonna slow down where it's like you're reacting to content where it's like it's not the same content that you was reacting to before where it was doing numbers for you. But I wouldn't say that my channel was dying. I mean, it wasn't like I took down those videos or anything, so it's like videos are still up till this day. Yeah, I just don't, I never had understood that your channel is dying narrative where it's like every year. It wasn't like, if you guys, for an example, his channel on the other hand, it's like, yeah, you're losing subscribers, you're not gaining subscribers. It's like you was just saying, what, this channel was over 100,000 subscribers at one point in time, say 97,000. That's a dying channel when you're losing subscribers. That's what a dying channel looks like. But if your channel, my thing is this: how many, if you guys go back exactly a year, how many subscribers that have then? March, because I think I hadn't, I did start kind of doing the voiceover videos, but I think it wasn't until like April or May, that's when I had really started doing a lot of different voiceover videos where they were really blowing up. But I think at this time being, I had like maybe 30, close to 40,000 subscribers. I have almost 100,000 more subscribers than what I had last year. That's a channel that's growing. I don't know why it takes me to explain that, but there's never, I have to say, the only time I have to say that my channel was in a dying state was before I had started doing reaction videos where I was losing subscribers. And then last July, I was like, no, I'll admit last July, because I wasn't really doing, I didn't really take a break. I more so had took a break from doing voiceover videos. And then yeah, then I was losing subscribers. And so I was like, all right, well, let me go back into doing some more voiceover videos. And I started gaining subscribers again. So yeah, that's how the internet works, people. I don't know why it takes me to explain that, but anyways.
And help him out. I sent him this comment.
That wasn't the first comment. That was not the first comment. The first comment he said when he came to my channel, it's like, you gonna show the whole comment. So yeah, that's I'm like, everybody had like a misconception of how that night went down. So Just a Robot, when that night, so I made a video talking about Minnesota Boy. I think it was a video, I think it might have been a video of me playing Red Dead Redemption, but regardless of the fact, I made a video talking about Minnesota Boy and his fan. Just a Robot's first comment on my channel was him talking about my subscribers and my view count. So I asked him, why are you here? He still kept on insulting me. So I was like, okay, if you have a reason of being here, then say it. Then at some point in time, he wrote out this comment. So yeah, it's like, if you gonna tell the story, tell it right. It's funny how like his fans call me out. We're all like, oh, I don't show evidence, I don't do this, I don't do that. He is literally lying to you guys. This wasn't the first comment that he sent, so.
I just want to make a deal with you. All you have to do is let me show you how to make a good argument. And in return, I'll help you out. You and I both don't like Minnesota Boy. You and I both think black and white people can be racist. I can help you reinvent yourself. Or you can keep making reaction videos.
He's giving me a choice on what to do with my channel. This is, wow. And I'm the idiot. He's giving me a choice of what to do with my channel. Oh, this is comical. This is hilarious, bruh. Man.
I know you have a good heart, and you could do so much good. So my comment wasn't mean at all. In fact, it was pretty damn
Wow.
nice. I thought
Wow.
of all the
I
ways.
really wish I could find and I don't think I have, because I remember I did delete a lot of the drama videos. So I yeah, overall wouldn't be able to, unless it's man, I think if I could, I don't know how that would work, where it got like them like time machine websites that you could go to, where if it is possible to go to that exact moment, then yeah, I definitely will if that is possible. But if not, then yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I mean, if you want to take his word for it did that being his first comment, even though it wasn't, you guys can very well do that. But like I said, that wasn't the first comment that he left. He came to my channel insulting me. It's like, if you're gonna tell the story, tell it right. But anyways,
TMossBoss could respond, but I never expected him to respond the way he did.
just a robot. He deserves where's the round? He deserves a round of applause for content. I man, my creative thinking, the fact that there was a day where I purposely played The Division. This video game is Tom Clancy's The Division. The fact that I played this game just so I could give him a round. Oh man. Bro, I was comical in 2016. Like I said, I'm like 2015, 2016. That was like my rookie year when it came down to content creating. Man, I gotta be creative like that again. I feel like I kind of lost my touch a little bit with my creativeness. No, or I just more so have it like focused on like other aspects of my content creating career. But man, that is it's a like rare occasions where I make myself laugh. That is funny. Nah, that is seriously funny. I might just, you know what? No, I'm thinking about, I might play The Division again. The Division was fun. I'm like, cause yeah, this was, so yeah, they hadn't even talked about two or any other like Division, because what they canceled, like, what was it, like 2 Division games or something like that? But yeah, for those that haven't, definitely played the Division, the first Division game. It's good. It's one of those games where I'm like, nah. And I think Ubisoft is still focused on it. They just not too long ago came out with an update for the game. So yeah, this was, because they do have the Division 2 where you also can play in New York. This version of the Division's like New York and stuff, much more better. But anyways, getting back on. Contacted me last night so he can pretty much go up against Minnesota Boy. Yeah, that's, believe it or not, if you are a fan of Just a Robot, okay, he contacted a person that he doesn't like. I don't even know if he likes me or not. I don't know what his situation is, but he contacted me, all right? So he can pretty much use me to help him in this whole Minnesota Boy thing that he's have going on and stuff.
So TMossBoss jumped.
Because my question is like, all right, so let's say I took that deal. What do you guys think the first video of me and Just a Robot would have been about? I guarantee and I promise you, because I think he did end up afterwards doing a Minnesota Boy video. And so my thing is this: how do you think that video would have turned out for his channel if literally the one guy that had put a stop to Minnesota Boy? I'm gonna give and yeah, there might have been other people, but I do feel like I was going in on Minnesota Boy more than anybody else. So my thing is this, right? Just a Robot uploads a video where he goes after Minnesota Boy, but not only does he go after Minnesota Boy, he literally has Minnesota Boy's worst enemy on the internet teaming up with him, and we're side by side going up against Minnesota Boy. That video still to this day would have been doing numbers. So that's why I'm like, okay, my thing is this. All right, so what would have happened if I would have accepted that deal? What would have happened to my channel? What would have happened to me as a content creator if I would have accepted that deal? That's what I would have liked to have known. So yeah, that's why I'm like, the funny thing is, just seeing how you disrespected all of your friends and possibly some fans out there too. I'm pretty sure there's some fans out there that got some horror stories of you. But anyways, but just overall, like how you disrespected your friends throughout your content creating career. I don't want that for myself. So it's like, it's funny how this stuff, how it kind of like worked out in a way where it's like I said no, might have not had a reason right then and there on why I said no. But as the years went on, that reason finally came to light, where it's like, well, look at how you disrespect people. That's why nobody don't want to work with you and stuff. So yeah, there's probably other people that was a little bit too I ain't gonna say blind, but I had to say they probably had a different experience than I did, you know, when it came down to a first conversation between yourself and whoever. But anyways,
the conclusion that I was trying to use him to fight against the Minnesota boy. He did respond in a similar way in the comment section, and after looking at my comment, I can kind of see how he came to that conclusion. So I responded to him saying, I'm not here to help you in your little fight against Minnesota boy, but I am planning on doing a video about him myself.
And he commented on that. First he said like, oh, you got 10,000 subscribers, but only be getting like 50 views across your videos and stuff.
Oh, did I hit 10K before? Dang, I thought I had hit. I'm trying to think. I feel like I did a video where I had hit 10K in 2017. I must have. I don't feel like I did. I don't know. Maybe that was just a mistake of the tongue, you know, talking and things. But I could have sworn I hit 10K subscribers in 2017. I have to go back and check. But anyways,
and it's like, you must not have seen my most viewed videos. And so it's just like,
and that's something that I always bring up. They always love to say that, oh, your videos don't get no views. And I'm like, fam, look at my most viewed videos. It's not like, oh, when your videos reach that most viewed video stage, they no longer matter. No, any video that I upload and it is still on my channel and it has a significant higher amount of views than any other videos I uploaded, that's why I had, at the time being, that's why I got 10,000 subscribers. And even now, people always love that, ask that question. They're like, oh, why you have this amount of subscribers and only get this amount of views? Check my most viewed videos. It is not that hard. It is a few clicks away. I'm telling you, it's like just click on my name, click on the video tab, click on most popular, most viewed, whatever it would say. There you go. That's why at the time being I had reached 10,000 subscribers. That's why now I currently have over 100,000 subscribers. It's because of my most viewed videos. It's because of the communities that I was a part of that helped me get to that number. Still videos from like all the way back then that people are still commenting on till this day. So that's why I'm like, man, people, it's like, if my thing is this, if you're going to talk about my videos, talk about all my videos, all right? Don't just talk about the ones where it's like, oh, these are the ones that we can easily attack. And I'm like, yeah, it's just, I see stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, it's just, there's no point. There ain't no point conversating or arguing with you guys. If you only going to have it where it's just only going to be a one-sided argument and I'm just on mute, I'm not allowed to defend myself, I can't say anything, I can't do, there's no reason of arguing with you guys. So anyways.
Maybe look at my most viewed videos and then you'll see a difference in that.
Hold on a second. So you're telling me that your most viewed video gets more views than all your other videos? Oh my god!
That's how the internet... Oh my god, that's how most viewed videos work. It's just he's making it seem like it's an argument or it's something like stupid, but I'm like, fam, that is literally how. Look at my thing is this. Can you compare your recent video to your most viewed video? Let's sit down and let's have that conversation. It's like, so yeah, it's one of those things you check anybody, because you look at guys like PewDiePie, he don't be getting, I wonder how many or what's his most viewed video. I'm probably, so like, let's say his most viewed video is like at 500 million views. Is he going to get 500? Is he, no. Is he supposed to get 500 million views every single video he uploads? Or is it just, that's the one video that everybody loves watching? Out of all, everybody got that one video, or content creators got that one video where everybody loves watching it. You got that video. You have a video on your channel where it's not going to be as good as your other videos. And that's just a fact. I'm like, so yeah, you look at your most viewed video, that will probably be like, I guess with his content, that will probably be his peak when it comes to his most viewed video. But you'll never, and I mean ever, would be able to pull that off again. Probably if you still would have had that Cinnabbear video up, then yeah, you possibly could have, people have been watching it, but they wouldn't have been watching it for the reasons you would have thought they was watching it for. But yeah, overall, that probably would have been your most viewed video, just because people would be like, oh no, I can make fun of this. But anyways.
I did not know that! But in all seriousness, what I was getting at, TMossBoss, is that your newer videos are not doing so well. Why? Because your subscribers are not watching your stuff. You may have 10,000 subscribers, but that is meaningless if none of them...
your subscribers ain't watching your stuff either. They're actually unsubscribing. What do you think is worse? Having subscribers where it's like, okay, at some point in time, they're going to stop by, watch a video and things, or having a channel where it's like they're not even wanting to watch your videos no more. What my question is like, what state would you guys would love to be in? Just a robot state where you're losing subscribers, people don't trust you no more, you can't go nowhere without being called out by former friends or whatever of yours and things. Like, you're in the worst possible state right now with your career. Or would you want to have my career? I'm saying it might not be the best career to have, but at least I can say I'm going somewhere with my career. That's what I'll say about that. So it's like, honestly though, what do you think is worse? All right, if we're gonna talk on things that's recent, things that's new, then I'm like, all right, let's talk on what's been going on recently. What have you been going through, and what have I been going through? I'm just going through the final few fans that you got on your channel. You're literally going up against multiple communities right now. How is that turning out for you? So yeah, I'm like, when I sit down and think about it, I'm like, yeah. So my thing is this. And that's, and I know people probably ask like, how do I overall feel about that? How do I feel about my videos not getting as many views as my most viewed videos? Fam, the thing is that, and I've said this numerous times, is that I started out with 0 subscribers. I started off with 0 views. I started off with literally no content on my channel. I uploaded a video. I remember, I think one of the first few videos I uploaded, I got like 20 views off of that video. I was happy about that. So at least with me, it's like, I would say that I'm humbled when it comes to being a content creator. I don't let views, I don't let subscribers, I don't let none of that stuff bother me. It obviously bothers you, but yeah, it's like, that's I guess like, what could he have said if I never would have brought that up? That it's all like, you don't have as many views as me, you don't have as many subscribers. And I think that's what it was. He started getting more views, he started getting more subscribers. It had to be a significant amount more than mine, and so that's why he felt the need to bring this up. But it's like, without that argument, what else could you possibly say about me? There's a million things to say about you, but it's like, without the stuff that you found as an argument throughout the videos that I've made, what could you possibly say without that stuff being there, or without that stuff existing? You don't have nothing on me. So anyways, moving on.
Watch your stuff.
He was just like, I'll help you with, pretty much he was like, I'll help you with your argument skills if you help me with Minnesota Boy.
Nope.
I don't need your help. Never asked for it. It's like, why would I need your help? And it's just like why would I ever need your help in arguments? And he was like, your arguments are crap and things. He was like, you make videos just like mine, but yours are crap. And I'm like, okay, if we make the same videos, and doesn't that mean that your videos are crap too?
TMossBoss, you told me that all my videos are on other people, they're always about drama, and I should check out your most viewed video. So I did, and it was on someone else, and it was about drama. You do the same thing I do, TMossBoss, but there is...
Wait, my most view... I should look at your most view. Okay, oh look, it's a video on someone else, and it's about drama. Called Taunts to Taking Pedophiles, and that's my most viewed videos at the time was like McJuggernuggets and those guys. Man, I swear, he really played a lot of his fans. He just made this video to pretty much, I only gave them the link to my videos to watch, I guess, where I talked on this stuff. But wow, that is crazy. That is insane. My most viewed, none of the times where I've talked on, I have to say the only video where, and it's not drama, I would have to say it started the drama between me and Minnesota Boy, but there's never been a time where any of my drama videos have achieved a lot of views. But anyways, yeah, but it was my first time watching Minnesota Boy. That's the only video I would say that's ever received a lot of views. So, but it's like, my thing is this. I said videos, as in with an S at the end, plural. That means there's a list. You've seen one video where it had to, yeah, probably something where I just slightly talked on it. But my thing is this. I remember I have been involved with my channel since I created it. I remember my most viewed videos at the time. It was McJuggernuggets, Angry Grandpa, and El Presador. So that's why I'm like, fam, if you are going to tell the story, tell it right. Wow, this is comical. This is comical, but at the same time, it's like, man, he really lied to his fans. Like, no, that's if I'm just a robot fan, or at least a former fan, I would definitely call him out on this stuff, because wow, that's crazy. But
The big
anyways,
difference. When I make a video, I do a lot of editing, and I actually show the parts I'm responding to, instead of just making a ramble and talking about an argument to the best of my memory without showing any proof.
Like,
so
you make
even back then, he had bad memory problems.
videos on my videos, right? So you're just making crappier videos.
No, TMossBoss, that's not how things work. Let me give you an example. Let's say a movie critic makes a review to a good movie, and he says a bunch of nice things about it. That's not very entertaining. But if a movie critic makes
It's not entertaining, but it's okay. So what do you think is better, telling the truth or telling a lie? So let's continue on with this example. If a movie critic comes out and they review whatever movie, yeah, let's say they're reviewing the Lion King, the original Lion King, not that one that they did with Beyonce and Childish Gambino. It was pretty much that. It was like a remaster, but with new voices and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I know the original Lion King, right? So let's say somebody at Rotten Tomato, they sit down, they watch the entire movie, and so I'm gonna give you guys an example of telling a truth and telling a lie. So let's just start off with telling truth. They're all like, oh man, you know, I love the colors of the movie, I love the music, I think this can possibly be one of Disney's best films. Like I think it's you know, it's an original, it's amazing. Like yeah, I this is a movie that I would show my kids. That's somebody telling the truth. But anyways, let's say they come out and they tell a lie, and they're saying some stuff like, oh well, it's this movie, it's not as good as like another movie and things, but it's like the whole time they were heavily invested. So it's like, yeah, they're thinking one thing, but they're saying a different thing, because I guess they don't want to be like, or no, that's on top of that too, saying that it's like prior, before the movie had even came out, they were probably like, oh, I know this movie is gonna be bad, I know this ain't gonna make, I'm just gonna, when this movie does come out, I'm just gonna lie and say it's a horrible movie, but most likely it is gonna be good. But that's just because, oh, people are brain rot and they not thinking, they not understanding. That's I pretty much just described just a robot. When I like sitting down and thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I just described just a robot. So it's like, well, this video alone, you just told 2 lies. So I'm like, but literally, that's his thing, bro. Okay, maybe he might not be a chronic liar, but he is a liar. And the funny thing is that if you guys need proof on his lies, watch the videos that he did with Chud Logic. Watch, I think it was the first 2 videos or live streams that he did with Chud Logic, where he told Chud Logic one thing, but completely lied about the whole situation, and that's why Chud Logic called him out, and that's why he's in the situation that he's in right now. So yeah, that's the proof there. But anyways, yeah, but it's like, if you're lying about a movie review, then it's like, okay, then what's the point of doing the review then? My thing is this, why even lie? Or even if it's, my thing is like, if you don't like the movie, then it's like, okay, you don't like the movie, why does everybody else's opinion gotta change because you don't like the movie? What sense does that make? But anyways, but it's not, but he says that too, it's not entertaining to say that a movie is good. Yet that's probably when a lot of people, when they rely on reviews and see what other people are saying, and they're saying, oh, a lot of people like this movie. So yeah, my thing is that if somebody, if I'm asking them about, yeah, let's say, yeah, it's again, The Lion King, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen that movie, how is it? And they're all like, oh man, it's the greatest movie of all time, it's like one of Disney's best films. Like, if there's a top 5 section of Disney's best films, it has to be in the top 3. You know, it has to be either number 1, 2, 3. It's a good movie. I'm not gonna look at somebody and say, oh, well, your opinion on the movie bores me, I'm not gonna watch the movie now. Like that, and it's people like that they lack social skills, they do videos like this, and then they wonder why they get called out for it. So anyways,
review to a really bad movie, and he says a bunch of bad things about it, that is very entertaining. And also, if me talking about a video makes it more crappy, then what does that say about someone reacting to a video? If someone talking about a video makes it more crappy,
it's because I'm telling the truth. When I'm doing a reaction, okay, so if I did this video and I'm just lying all throughout the video, and you guys can be able to tell that I'm lying throughout the video. Like, actually, you know what? No, for an example, when you look at what's that guy? It's like this. Oh, like he is just a robot fan, but it was this guy that I just recently reacted to. He was like sitting down and reading my tweets. I think his name is like Riley or something like that. But anyways, when you watch his videos, and then when Joshua used to do videos on me, and you could just tell that it wasn't a genuine reaction, or that wasn't how they felt in those videos. You know, it's like they just did those videos because they're all like, oh, I want to be a part of the trend. I want to be, and I'm like, yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, I would rather be an honest person than to be lying to my fans. There's no reason. And out of all, my thing is this: what reason do you have to lie to your fans? Because you want to be make yourself look better in this whole situation, and still look at how that turned out. There are so many people that have been coming to me saying like, oh yeah, just a robot, he's a clown for going after you, he's this, he's that, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, I didn't realize, you know, this whole time I just thought that anybody that came from that era of the internet where me and him was going at it, I just always thought people had it out for me. But no, yeah, there's this, there's people I would say they played it smart. You know, they didn't get themselves involved because they seen what Just a Robot and his fans is capable of. They're liars and they're manipulators, you know? So it just, even with every other situation that then came out of the drama between both of us, it's like seeing that, it's like, man, this whole situation was just built off of lies. That's crazy. But anyway,
then a reaction video would make it complete shit.
And so I started thinking like, why is he still here? I just turned down his little offer that he made towards me. I'm thinking in my head, why is he still here? And he just kept avoiding that question. Like, why? I kept asking him that numerous times. And it's just all like, that's what I just love about arguments with people. You ask them that one question, they cannot answer.
Now, I don't remember if I answered this question or not, but if I haven't, I'll answer it here. It's because I wanted to help you out. And also...
But when did I ask for your help? My thing is this: I'm not going to go to trained firefighters and say, hey, can I help you guys put out this fire? My thing is this: they're going to look at me and say no, because they're like, you're not trained to be no firefighter. Look at this fire at this building right now. Do you honestly think, what could you possibly do to put this whole fire out? Unless you're a magician and you could just magically just make things go away. If you're not capable of doing that, then it's like, bruh. But usually they have the area taped off. They know what they're doing, all right? Same with police officers. Same with a professional wrestler. Same with an actor. Same with the musician. Same with I'm trying to think of some other jobs and professions. A cashier at Target or a cashier at Walmart. The thing is this: if they ask, if they look you in your eyes and say, hey, I need your help, that's when you help somebody. But if a person had told you numerous times, I don't need your help, you don't have no reason of being here, go away, what reason do you honestly have of continuing being there? So that's why I'm like, to me, it just doesn't even make any sense. I declined, and I even had said that. I declined your offer. Why are you still here? Like, okay, I declined it. Go on about your business. And I think it was when I had did this video and really exposed him for who he was. And it's like, fam, your channel was in that much of a dying state to where you felt that it was needed to start reaching out to your former rival, or not former, but yeah, your rivals and stuff, and try to get them to help you out on your content. That's sad. I'm like, to me, I'm like, that's if it ever gets to that point for me, I'm quitting content creating. I'm like, there ain't no reason for me to continue on. If I gotta like go to Just a Robot and ask him for help, I'm quitting content creating. So yeah, that's something where it's like, you guys won't ever have to worry about that from me. But anyway.
So because I can pretty much comment wherever I want unless someone blocks me. But it's very funny that TMossBoss, of all people, is saying this. I have asked you several questions. I can only remember one question of mine that you answered, but you didn't.
But I don't want to have a conversation with you. You're acting like it's like it's against the law to not answer your questions. There's no reason for me to answer your questions. You pretty much walked into a person's house and you're questioning their living ability. Fam, leave my house. Get out of here. Go away. He really, and that's what I'm saying. He wants his opinion to matter so much that I'm like, fam, your opinion does not matter. It doesn't. My thing is this: when you're in another person's place of business, your opinion is not going to matter at all. That's why it's like, when you looked at any of my fans that at the time and even now, they're not agreeing with you. Even people that used to be a fan of you, they no longer agree with you anymore. So it's like, you really have to sit down and think about that. Was all of this worth it? You know, like seriously, making videos on me, making videos, even if it's excluding me out the list, but just even making videos like other drama videos, was all that stuff worth it? Because you achieved absolutely nothing. Yeah, you might have had it where some people had left because of the drama that you put them through, but other than that, it's like, fam, you here it is, you told lies to make yourself look better, and it still didn't work. All it did was, in long term, it destroyed your career too. So
even answer my question. You instead took my question, twisted it, and then answered it.
I got to that part where he was talking about how people don't want Blasphemous HD talking in his videos. It's his videos. He can talk about or say whatever he wants in his videos.
Oh my god, you completely mistranslated what I was trying to say. I wasn't saying...
But haven't you said numerous times that you have a struggle with talking and it's all because of your dyslexia? Because I imagine, yeah, he didn't know his roommate and his girlfriend at the time being, so it's like, yeah, he can't have it where people are helping him out. But it's like, you've mistranslated all throughout your career. So my thing is this, if you ask me a question, oh, I was supposed to know that you had this. Did you even know that you had dyslexia? That's what I would like to know. But the thing is this, you have said that numerous times, so I'm supposed to know what you're saying. My thing is this, even when you just look at how he was spelling in the comment section, spelled heart as in like Kevin Hart's, like that form of a heart and stuff. And I'm supposed to know based on whatever the thing is this, when you read a comment from Just a Robot, you really gotta try your hardest to like piece it together and things, and I guess come up with some sort of answer. But there was a lot of the times where I was just reading his comments and I'm like, I'm not gonna respond to this. Even his videos, I'm like, I'm not gonna respond to this. It's pointless. I don't even know what bro is like truly trying to say, because it's like his comment is all over the place. It's like, bro, text to speech. I'm saying so many different features could have like, or just forms of technology could have helped you out. I just find that weird. You supposed to be a robot, but you got defects. I'm like, you blame. It's like, oh, it's if like I'm trying to think of a situation or a scenario. Okay, just because I feel like I'd just be dragging on, sitting down, trying to think of it. But yeah, it's like, how's a robot that's supposed to be of a high standard? When you think of a robot, you think of something that's like, okay, it's it's gonna be like properly put together and things. What robot do you know has dyslexia and autism? I ain't never heard of a robot having autism. So it's like, man, it's just your character, everything about like all the stuff that you stood for, it is so misleading. So how is anybody supposed to, I guess, answer your questions properly when you can't even properly put the question together? So yeah, it's one of those things where, he could say whatever, say like, oh, he twisted my question, but it's like, no, bro, you're a twisted individual and you're trying to have a conversation with a normal individual and you're trying to get me into that same twisted mindset, and I'm like, no, bro, no, I refuse. So yeah, it's something where I'm like, man, I think when he if he does decide to come back, I really hope that he like his brain is in a just in a proper settings or something. I'm like, maybe that's what he needs to do. Format, start all over, because I'm like, what you got going on even before and right now, it's like, bro, it's not normal.
Blasphemous HD has to listen to his fan base. I was saying that several of his fans don't care about his reaction. They only care about the good content in the corner. Why is that so hard for you to understand?
And just like how I said because I had just reacted to this video yesterday. So just like how I said, my thing is this. Why are they sitting down watching his reaction video if they're just there to watch the video that he's watching in the corner, when they could just very well just go and watch the video in the corner without Blasphemous HD's face? That's what I mean by, like, common sense wasn't taught to Just a Robot. His parents thought it would be a smart idea to teach him about Earth being flat than teaching him common sense. Honestly, I'd like to, whoever's Just a Robot parents are, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, nah, seriously, I'm taking the gloves off for these next however many videos I do on Just a Robot. Nah, his parents should be arrested. I'm like, it's one of those things where if whoever his parents are, I'm like, man, the way that this is your guys' creation. I'm like, I can tell. I'm like, yeah, you guys, y'all put out one robot and it immediately, that whole company, it had to, you guys had no choice but to file bankruptcy and shut that whole company down. I was like, I really, because doesn't Just a Robot have a sibling? I'm like, that's probably the only normal one in the whole family. I'm telling you, it's gonna be in a matter of time where it's like we see it's gonna be some like probably a Lifetime documentary about, because I was it, don't he have like a sister or something like that? But anyways, I'm guessing. I think I seen something along the lines that he has a sister somewhere, but I think it was like that wiki page, that Wikipedia. Well, he doesn't have like it's not an official Wikipedia page, but it's kind of like one of those like fan made Wikipedia pages. But I think I seen there that he has a sister. But no, it's gonna probably be in a matter of time before we see like a Lifetime biopic about his sister. And it seemed like it would be an amazing biopic. It seemed like something that I was like, oh wow, now you get to like really see like how it was behind the scenes and stuff. Because man, I'm telling you, like it's something where if him and his sibling ain't close, I can understand why. You know, it's something where she, like I said, she's probably the normal one and just a robot. He just took all them like bad character traits from his parents and he made the worst out of it. And I'm like, man, that's tough. I'm like, but yeah, like I said, his parents, they should be ashamed of themselves. But anyways,
and it's just so like, and that's, I'm like, it's
TMossBoss, are you okay?
and it's just so like, and that's, I'm like, it's, and it's just so like, and that's, I'm like, it's, and it's,
at least when I make videos, I don't have to be like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta take a break. I gotta collect myself. I have to go get water. I have to I have to do things because my brain it's being overstimulated, so I can't think straight. I'm malfunctioning. I'm losing my mind. I'm like, yeah. Here's the thing. I would rather stutter in all of my videos than to be in just the robot's footsteps. So I'm like, yeah, again, you know, just lay it out both of our career paths. I'm like, what would you guys rather do in your videos, stutter or defend pedophiles? What you know what? No. Has there ever been a time where a person went to prison for stuttering? No. But overall, being a pedophile, being a groomer, being a weirdo, harassing people, all the different things that he's done throughout his career, yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, go ahead, call me. What was that one dude's name from One Flew of the Cuckoo's Nest? Was his name like Billy or something like that? Yeah, go ahead, call me Billy. Fun fact about that guy, he was actually the voice of Chucky in Child's Play. So I think he voiced that Chucky too in the new Chucky. Did they cancel that show? I think they did cancel that show, but anyways, but yeah, I'm like, go ahead and call me Billy. I don't care. I was like Billy, he was looked at as a good character in that movie. But I'm like, yeah, but even he has stuttered. It's funny because I'll watch videos of his and he'll get on. I just remember when he was getting on me about saying the word like and all that stuff. And he turns around and does the same exact thing in his videos. How I talk in my videos, it's the same exact way. It's called being a human. You're not really a robot, all right? So, but anyways.
it's just so like, and that's, I'm like, it's,
I think he's having a stroke.
you can leave, like you can go back to the robot land with Will Smith and who else? What was the girl in there? I don't remember that. Shia LaBeouf.
yes, TMossBoss. Shia LaBeouf is a female.
But yeah, it's like, dude, we've never.
I think overall what I was doing was just moving on because I couldn't think of the girl's name. So I was like, all right, next character, Shia LaBeouf. Think it's clear as day he was in that movie. I'm like, yeah, oh man, he tries so hard to make something funny, and it's like, all right, I guess if you want to view it that way, but anyways,
had a good history. So what makes you think we're gonna have a good history, you know, with this whole ministry? You're trying to get me involved. I'm already involved.
Yes, TMossBoss, I know you're already involved. You have done so many videos on him.
I don't need your help with my arguments. Honestly, my arguments aren't that bad if you continuously argue with me in my videos and stuff. And it's just like, second, you could do this whole Minnesota.
That's a good point. I'm like, my arguments were that bad. He wouldn't even have continued on arguing with me. So yeah, it's something where it's funny he calls me out on stuff like that. But I'm like, fam, aren't you still arguing with me? If my arguments are that bad, it's like, why continue arguing? It's stuff like that. I'm like, please, somebody make it make sense. I need to know. But anyway,
the boy versus just a robot thing on yourself. If my arguments are that bad, why help me then?
I constantly do videos on you because you're a good source of comedy. And second, I'm trying to help you because your arguments are so bad. If your arguments were good, there would be no need to.
I just think back on like what happened to some YouTubers out there and things, like what happened to them when they got stabbed in the back and stuff. And it's like, dude, go ahead, you can try stabbing me in the back. I mean, if I were to
and he proved. The funny thing is, if this is what had upset him, me saying that he's a backstabber, you did that. I'm like, it was Harley TBS. Wasn't, I don't think he was cool with Lin, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different people that can say that you stabbed them in the back just so you can make some sort of no, I think he was even gonna do it to Lyle Convoy. He was gonna make some video on him, and I'm like, this is supposed to be your friend. This is supposed to be somebody that you cared about. You said, I think he said that at some point in time he looked up to Lyle Convoy, and you were going to make a video on him. Why? I'm like, for what reason? That's why I'm like, man, it's something where it's just, you know, anybody out there that is still a fan of Just a Robot, man, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm definitely gonna pray for you, because that is tough. But anyways,
carry on with this, I don't plan on carrying on with this whole me and you versus Minnesota Boy. But if it were, like, you can go ahead, stab me in the back, and then it's just like, you know me, I'm gonna make videos about it.
Oh my god. This is one of my major problems with TMossBoss. He has a very black and white view of the world. He sees me as a bad person, and he thinks that the only—
I have a black and white view of the world. Who was homeschooled and who wasn't? I went to school. I went to a public school. I got involved in different communities. I seen what was right. I seen what was wrong. I overall graduated from school. I got into content creating. You are no different than the communities that I seen in school where I avoided them, all right? That's why I have an issue with you. So the funny thing is, it's like he says that I see him as a bad person. I'm like, yes, I do. I'm like, it just look at how your career turned out and look at how my career turned out. If people want to call me a dead channel, it's like, fam, you're a horrible content creator. So why would I want to do videos with a horrible why would I want to take advice? No, if it ain't even about the videos, okay, let's just say it's about the advice stuff. Why would I want to take advice from a horrible content creator? That's my opinion on you. If I'm going to have it where my words matter, or if I'm going to, that's going to be my words. That's going to be the actual first time where I truly do, I guess, like, say something. Well, no, it ain't going to be the first time. But overall, though, yeah, that's why I will, you know, I guess to add my opinion in the situation, yeah, I view you as a horrible content creator. You know, here it is. It's like, you could have been doing something good. You'd rather burn bridges and do all these different things to people. And it's like, for what? What? The question is, it's like, what has people done to you? That's one thing that I've seen with Just a Robot, and I've seen people like this all my life, is that they hate the world, and they hate the world for no reason. World ain't did nothing to them, but they want to have this attitude, and they want to be mad at everybody, and they want to go after people that ain't did nothing to them. And I'm like, fam, for what reason? Why? Ain't nobody has done nothing to you. You, whatever issues you have in life, you either need to go to the source of where it all started, or you need to let it go. But it's like having it where you're taking out your childhood trauma on me because of your parents, on how they brought you up in the world. They ain't got nothing to do with me, bruh. It doesn't. It's one of those things where I'm like, look, whatever you got going on, like I said, either let it go, or you need to go to the source and handle it. I can't help you, you know. And I felt like overall, like, that's what this really was. It was like some form of in a way, like a cry for help. And I'm like, I can't help you. I can't do absolutely, whether it's you making videos on me, or you having it where your words matter, and that's why you wanted to pass off this advice so much. But it's like, fam, it's something where I'm like, and it's still, you're still going to go to sleep the same way and wake up the same way as you did 24 hours beforehand. So at the end of the day, it's like, anything that you say or do, it's not gonna matter. It's, you still gonna have the same lifestyle that you had prior, before. Even if, like, my existence on the internet never was there in the first place, I feel like everything that has happened, it still would have happened. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's something where it's just, you know, we already know what kind of person you are. And that's why I'm like, why would I want to work alongside or take any advice or just take anything from you that's supposedly supposed to help me out? Like, sit down and think, okay, so my question is, let's say roles reverse, I'm coming to you and I'm giving you advice. Would you have taken that advice? Would you have taken that help? No, you wouldn't. If you just say my arguments is bad, this and that, blah blah blah, I'm like this person, I'm that person, do you honestly think you would have taken any advice from me? Here it is, like, no, like, now, it wasn't even just overall advice, it was just common sense. And how did you guys handle that? How did you guys handle where I said that if you guys don't like my videos, don't watch them? That was just common sense. How did you guys handle that, though? You said, oh, that's an invalid argument. And I said, leave me alone. You're all like, oh, well, it's a free country. I can comment on whatever video. You literally just said that in this video. I could comment on whatever video I want unless somebody blocks me. And this is your thought process. And I'm supposed to take that, okay, and run with it. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to run that far. With whatever it is that the advice that you wanted to give me, I'm not going to get nowhere with it. So, anyways.
The only reason why I would try to help him is to backstab him. What would I even have to gain by stabbing you in the back? If anything, it's probably gonna hurt me. If people found out that I only act nice to get close.
But you sit down and you think these things through. You would have found some reason to make a video on me. Let's say I get into it with somebody. Well, no, it's like the thing is this. You were going to make a video on Lyle Convoy, so the only thing that probably would have been ruined is if a friendship would have came out of us. That would have been the only thing that was that would have been ruined. But it's like, it ain't like your channel would have stopped or you would have stopped doing what you're doing. At some point in time, you would have found a reason to stab me in the back. All right, so it's something. I'm like, you would have known that if you wasn't brought up by your parents and you were brought up by some normal-minded people. So, anyways,
to people so I can later stab them in the back. That would be a huge mark on my reputation.
And then after that, it's just gonna be your.
He kind of spoke it into existence. I mean, look at all the stuff he's going through now. It's like, yeah, he did stab some people in the back. Other content creators and stuff. And then when he did the Cinebear thing, so it might have not happened in that way, but I feel like that the stuff that did happen with the Cinebear and just all the domino effect that was caused afterwards, that still would have happened. So
channel that's gonna be crumbling.
TMossBoss, your channel is the one that's crumbling. You're burning out more and more subscribers every day. Pretty soon you'll be like a channel that just started on YouTube. And before
how is that bad? I'm like, my thing is this. At least I can say that about myself. At least I can say like, oh yeah, it's like I had a lot of views I was doing. But even back then, like, no, that is one thing that I'll say. It's like, even back then when I was uploading videos on McJuggernuggets, Angry Grandpa, yeah, at first those videos wasn't really getting a whole lot of views. Like, it took a while for those videos to get some views. So my thing is this. I have no problem with that. He's saying it like it's a bad thing, where it's like, oh, okay, because it ain't no different. If you sit down and you think about it, it's like a wrestler that just got signed, not to like WWE, but like some sort of indie show. They make a name for themselves. They don't really do good there. Yeah, it's like their fans ain't really going off for them anymore. So overall, they end up leaving that business and then they go to another business. Let's say they kind of bump up to now they go to, instead of like an indie show that don't nobody really know about, now they go to an indie show that people do know about. Let's just use OVW for an example, or because I say that's a somewhat of an indie show. But anyways, but it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like mainstream, but still it's in the indies and stuff. But anyways, yeah, they go to OVW. People are going crazy for them. Like, oh man, this guy has some crazy matches back in the day. Stuff that they still gonna reference. It ain't like, oh, those matches don't matter no more. So anyways, but no, they get signed to OVW, still the same business. Got good matches, all that stuff. It's not like I'm putting out bad videos. Yeah, if the videos don't get views, the videos don't get views. But anyways, regardless. But overall, they make a name for themselves in OVW, but then at some point in time, their career starts dying off. So they end up leaving OVW. Now they're getting phone calls from the big leagues like TNA, AEW, WWE and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's like, of course you're gonna want to go like up to the big leagues. So yeah, you sign with WWE. Then it's like everybody's like, oh my god, like this wrestler, he was pretty popular in the indies. He's being signed to WWE. So that's really what it comes down to when it's like about being a content creator. Is that, yeah, it's gonna probably take you some time, because there's wrestlers like AJ Styles, for an example. I'm trying to think of some other wrestlers, the Usos. It's like how long it took them to get to like that mainstream like section of wrestling and stuff. Where are some other wrestlers? Roman Reigns. I feel like that's one guy where it's like I would have to say, like, when it came down to his career, that, yeah, when he was like that big dog Roman Reigns before he became Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, yeah, people was, every time this man, they like, nobody would cheer for him. He was getting booed. Nobody didn't care for his promos. it was at some point in time where his like, even I think it was the same situation with John Cena, where it's like, yeah, these guys, they were at a point in time of their career where, yeah, probably a lot of people would say that their career was kind of dying off. So what should you overall do with it? Continue going until something good happens. Just continue doing what you've been doing. Because same thing that John Cena did. Yeah, he might have added some stuff or did some things, but overall, he's still John Cena. Roman Reigns is still Roman Reigns. Ain't nothing really changed about those guys. I guess when we're talking like wrestling moves and stuff. You know, Roman still wrestles the same way when he was big dog Roman. John Cena still wrestles the same way as he was John Cena in the wrestling trunks, and he ain't had the jorts and stuff. But overall, look at these guys today. They didn't do nothing to overall incriminate themselves or stab nobody in the back or did something that could overall get their career canceled. No, they kept their head down and they continued working hard. That's why that's why you see a lot of people wearing, fam, I know the funny thing is, this is how big time Roman Reigns is. I took a trip over to Vegas and I wore this Roman Reigns. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen me wear that Roman Reigns hoodie. But anyways, I'm wearing my Roman Reigns OTC hoodie. I'm checking into my hotel. I'm walking down this hallway. I see this security guard standing there. I kid you not. This security guard holds his finger up. He holds his finger up. And he's like, yeah, he's like, gotta acknowledge the tribal chief. We're standing there talking about wrestling, bro. This is how big you got it, where hotel security are Roman Reigns fans. And this was at one point in time, Roman Reigns, this was a name that people were like, oh yeah, gotta give him like 2-3 years tops. He's not gonna matter anymore in WWE. And look at him. 2-3 years tops. This is like, he's one of the biggest names. Anytime when you hear his theme song goes off, that crowd goes crazy. I would rather have that career. I'm like, yeah, if I got to keep my head down, work for however long I need to continue on working, I'm like, fam, so be it. I'm not mad about that. I love the work. I love the hard work. I love challenging myself. That's something that just a robot can't do or say. He has to rely on other people. My thing is this. Let's see you come back without doing any form of drama whatsoever. You say you're going to be done with drama. Okay, keep that same energy. Don't make no videos on me. Don't make no videos on nobody else. Keep your head down and continue working. Matter of fact, anybody out there that is just a robot hater, stop hating on this guy. Let's just, for the time being, let's just give him a chance and let's see what comes out of it. I guarantee and I promise you, it's either nothing is going to come out of it or just the robot's going to quit. So that's why I'm like, but you know, and that's one thing that's like, just, I guess, like, for my own opinion on the matter, I have no hope for just a robot when he does come back. I don't. It's like, my thing is this. He did this Cinnamon video, and that pretty much showed him for who he really is. All right, so that's, and then when you just see all the other different videos on him, I've been seeing his true colors for the longest time. I'm just happy now that everybody else gets to see his true colors. So yeah, it's something, but yeah, like I said, I have no hope for him. So it's like, but if he wants to prove people wrong, then do it. But if not, then it's one of those things where I'm like, that you might as well upload your last video on this channel, upload your last video on the other channel, post your last tweet. If you're involved in any other social media platforms, if it's like TikTok or whatever, Instagram, post your last post on there, say goodbye to everybody. But I'm at a point in time in my life now where I'm like, you know, at one point in time, you were doing good with content creating. I'll give you that. Currently, right now, you're not. Even prior, before you did that Cinnabare video, you wasn't doing good with content creating. So that's why I'm like, yeah, bro. It's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? It's like, you know, you had your chance, you had your shot, and you gave up on it. Now look at you. You're sitting here debating on what should your first video be about in August. And it's most likely just going to be some crappy video that you've uploaded already before, saying the same old, doing the same old, and there's nothing going to come out of it. So it's like, yeah, I have to say the difference between just a robot and Roman Reigns, John Cena, AJ Styles is that at least with these guys, they went into the business with a positive mindset. They're not holding on to grudges from like all the way back then, still poking fun at people that doubted them years ago. No, they kept their head down, they worked, and if they hint to it here and there, then okay, that's on them. That's their decision. That's their choice. But at the end of the day, they put in hard work. when have you ever put in hard work? Because with the Cinnabare video, you relied on your roommate and your girlfriend to help you out, or maybe it was just his roommate, all right? But regardless, throughout your whole career, you have always relied on people. When you made videos, who were the ones that went into people's comment sections and disliking their videos, all right, and was leaving, with the comment sections, leaving hate comments, all this other, that was your fans that were doing that, all right? When you wanted to have a private call with me or whatever the case may be, but overall, I think it had to have been just the robots doing. But no, the thing is this: who reached out to me? It wasn't you, it was one of your friends. When you wasn't making videos about me anymore, who in your community was making videos about me? Your fans. You have never done nothing hard work related throughout your whole life. You couldn't even go to public schools. So that's why I'm like, I think he did go to college. All right, I'll give you that. If you was a college graduate, good for you. Round of applause. All right, but overall, what did you make of it? What did you overall? What things have you gained afterwards? What achievements was better than you graduating from college? So that's why I'm like, yeah, fam, when you sit down and you look at your life, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to get you in an angry state. Most likely I already did with the sake of this video. But when you sit down and you think about it, what have you achieved in life? Nothing. You are known as just a robot. You're not known as who you are outside of just a robot. That's who you will always be known for. Just a robot. That's it. And I'm like, to me, that is honestly the saddest possible thing that can come out of your whole life. But anyways.
Say, look at my most viewed videos. Yes, I know about them, but I'm talking about what you're getting now. You dang kids, I used to be popular back in the day.
And my thing is this: what YouTubers do you know getting hundreds? All right, so because my thing is this: all right, if I have 100,000 subscribers, am I supposed to get 100,000? Did I get 100,000 subscribers because of my most view? So I guess, yeah, probably I should do that where I'm reacting to McJuggernuggets, reacting to El Presador, reacting to Twitch clips and all that. I probably would get 500,000 views, but I don't want to do that. The thing is this: with my channel, I want to be in control of it. I want to upload whatever video I want to upload. So yeah, there's going to be videos that's not going to do so well at the time being, but at some point in time, those videos are going to start getting a lot of views. It's kind of like using wrestling as an example. There's been times where wrestlers had 5-star matches and people didn't acknowledge those 5-star matches until like 10-15 years down the road. You know, so like, yeah, people, I remember they were kind of acknowledging, well, they didn't really acknowledge it back then. They didn't more so acknowledge it until years later. But I remember when John Cena and Batista, they kind of had like that Royal Rumble moment. Nothing came out of it at that time being. Then some years later, they ended up getting into it, having a little rivalry because people started bringing up that Royal Rumble moment. So it's like, yeah, at the time being, that was even, no, the crazy thing about it, that was even the main moment of that, like, moment between John Cena and Batista. The main moment was when Vince McMahon slid in the ring. I think he tore both his ACLs. I'm like, how? But anyway, see, I'm like, well, we'll talk about that in a separate video. I think y'all need to, if you guys ain't watching wrestling, watch wrestling, bro. Especially now, it's interesting, okay? But anyways,
I have no beef with them right now, so you guys can pretty much fight it out on your own terms and your own. But it's like, why need my help and stuff? And it's like you're teaching me what to pretty much say to him. I don't understand that. Why not say it yourself? Like, I don't understand that.
I wasn't going to tell you what to say. I was going to give you tips and tricks on how to structure your argument better. And I wasn't telling you to use...
My thing is this. Everybody has their own different ways of being brought up, you know, taught things, all that stuff. There is absolutely nothing, no tips, no tricks. There is absolutely nothing that you can provide to me that's going to help me out with my content. What? It's going to gain me 10 more views, 20 more views. My thing is this. If you're going to help my channel, shout my channel out. That's if you even eliminate all that stuff, just shout my channel out. But overall, it's like when we look at how many, getting back, you know, I maybe shouldn't bring this up, but for old time's sake, you know, if we gonna talk on views, because I know people are gonna mention that, they're gonna talk on that probably after after this video, but they're gonna be all like, oh, your video still don't get views and all this other stuff. But I'm like, sit down and think about from the time frame of this video all the way up until now. It's almost a 10-year difference, right? Look at how many views he has and look at how many views I have. All right. I never took any of his advice on any of the videos that I ever uploaded onto my channel. Since then, I've had videos reach from thousands of views to millions of views. And none of his name is not being mentioned. He ain't being discussed. None of his advice, his tips and tricks, none of that stuff was added into those videos. That's all on my own doing. So really, at the end of the day, how can Just a Robot help me? What could he possibly, because I don't even like arguing with people in the first place. No, that's one thing about it, and I've said this before. When people try arguing with me, I'm like, you know what? If you want to sit here and waste your breath arguing about stuff that don't even matter, you could go right ahead. I don't care. And I sit there and that person's like, no, and I'm like, no, you can argue with yourself. I'm minding my own business. I don't care for an argument. That's not me accepting defeat. That's me realizing this is pointless. The only time when I had to say that I like arguing with people is when we're playfully arguing about some stuff. Like, for an example, wrestling again. I remember when me and my family, we all had took a trip to Seattle to go see it was No Way Out. It was 2009's No Way Out. And I remember I wasn't sitting directly next to him, but he was like maybe a few seats over. And my uncle, me and him, we got to arguing about who is a better wrestler. But it's the funny thing is like at the time being, I'm talking so passionate about this wrestler. But as you get older, you realize like, dang, I would love to have that moment again where I'm just kind of sitting down with my family and we just kind of having one of them like playful, funny arguments and stuff. That's the type of arguments that I like. I like arguments that we can laugh about, but arguments where there ain't gonna be, yeah, I'm like laughing at you instead of with you. There's no reason to be having those types of arguments. So it's not me accepting defeat. It's not me lacking argument skills. I don't even want to have argument skills. If that's one thing that I could take away from myself and never have to deal with it again, it's arguing with people. So I'm like, even at my old job, I remember when customers, they try to get in line, start arguing about prices. I look right at that next customer and I'm like, how's your day going? I'm like, I can care less about an argument. I do not care. But anyways.
Use it against anyone. If you want to use it against someone, I won't stop you, but I won't make you.
Things like if it's because of the whole character thing, like then get out of the character for once.
Yes, TMossBoss, it's because of my character. That's why I can't do the video. Because of my robot character. That's what's really holding me back. Okay, I have calmed down.
He seems so offended. And I'm like, yeah. But the funny thing is, even outside of the Just a Robot character, who are you as a person? That's what I would like to know. Do a video where you're just kind of being truthful and authentic. I feel like it's going to be something where you're going to accept who you are, and that's what you're going to add into your content from that point forward. Or it's going to be a situation where you realize there wasn't really nothing there with who you are outside of your character. So why should I continue? And I think that's what it is. He wants to continue on with this Just a Robot character because that's the one time where something in his life mattered. Other than that, like who he was when he was being homeschooled, who was he then? A nobody. Who was he when he was? I think I did hear something about him going to college. I don't know if he graduated or not, but anyways, who were you in college? A nobody. Who were you before you became Just a Robot? A nobody. You all of a sudden become just a robot. Okay, you start uploading these videos on people. You start building up a fan base. People are tooting your horn. All right. And now this is something in your life that you do not want to let go because it matters so much. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm like, if this is what you want to be known as, that's your choice, but I'm telling you right now, you may not be able to see it because there's just that much smoke in your head to where you just you refuse to believe anything that another person is saying, but Just a Robot doesn't matter either. All right. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the character. It don't matter. The funny thing is that there'll be another there has been numerous commentary channels that has done much more better than Just a Robot. I've seen some and I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty interesting. I'm like, this is what commentary content has been all this time. But yeah, before and after, I'd say, because I think even before, yeah, no, like, yeah, Leafy is here. I remember he would do videos and stuff. I'm trying to think, who else? Yeah, there are some commentary channels where I'm like, I hate everything. His channel is good too, but yeah, it's like there's people out there that are better than you. That's something I'm telling you right now. It's like I know he likes to carry on that views and subscriber thing, but I'm like, that's something that he'll never be able to accept and face, is other people being better than him. I think that's why he tried to, I guess, validate himself so much with me when me and him had our drama and stuff. And it's like, fam, if you're trying to seek some validation from me and think I'm going to accept defeat and overall accept that you're better, that's not gonna happen, because you're not. You're not better than me. And that's the thing. Your fans may tell you, oh, no, you're way better than TMossBoss. You're way better. That's not the truth. This whole situation is built off of lies. So, and that's the thing where it's like you may not realize that, but it's like your fans, they're just lying to you. It's like the crazy thing is, it's like it may not be you that's stabbing people in the back, but your fans, oh, they are 100% gonna stab you in the back, bro. They are. And that to me, I'm like, that's maybe not all the fans. They're probably like, but I truly do believe that there are some people that got caught up with just being in his Just a Robot's fan base, and they're like young-minded kids, and then as they get older, they realize, like, bruh, it's like the stuff that I'm talking about in this video, realizing like nothing is being achieved here. We're pretty much looking into an empty void. They walked away. And I'm like, to those fans, you guys made the right decision. Walking away is honestly the best thing for you. But Just a Robot, that's his problem. He can't walk away from this. This is all that he got. This is all that he has going for himself. He can't keep a job. Most likely him and his girlfriend done broke up. Roommate done left him. He can't keep nothing in his life because this is who he decides to be, and this is who he's always going to be. So yeah, it's something where I'm like, I'm sorry to be blunt, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of don't feel all that bad for what I'm saying, because I'm like, it's the truth. People need to hear stuff like this. In order for a person to change, you got to tell them you need to change, all right? You really need to lay it out. My thing is this: for a long period of time, do you think you'd be able to look in the mirror, like actually accept who you are as a person? Like, and no, my thing is this: then do that. Look into the mirror for like 24 hours or something. Overall have it where it's like, you're just looking in the mirror and you're accepting who you are. If you can't accept who you are, then it's like, fam, you need to get rid of this whole Just a Robot persona, because it's not doing nothing for you. All right, so, but anyways, it ain't doing nothing for the Just a Robot persona either. But
down. So that was the first video he made on me. Now let's take a look at the next one.
I made 2 videos
with this Minnesota boy war that he's having.
I'm having a war with Minnesota boy? I wasn't aware I made a video on him, or he made a video on me. The only thing there is...
Well, I know that Minnesota boy didn't make a video on you because he doesn't know who you are. And it's like, you probably did leave comments underneath his channel and stuff, but anyways, but no, overall though, it wasn't, did you not shortly afterwards make a video on Minnesota boy? So that's all, like, yeah, fam, it's like, stop trying to play that whole dumb game like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what's going on, like acting like you blindfolded in this whole situation. But anyway,
it's a short little clip I put in one of my videos.
And I'm thinking in my head, like, why would he need my help? And I'm thinking in my head, like, because no, that was what I would get in return. Him helping me with my argument skills. I'm like, what is this, like a class in a college? Like, I don't understand, like, how he would, like, help me in things. Like, I don't understand that part, like, how you would help me with argument skills. Like, I feel like nobody should ever need help in argument skills. If you have a mind, that's the only thing that you really need. End of class.
Of course you would think that. TMossBoss, have you ever heard of law school? It's a type of school that actually teaches people how to argue. And just because something has a brain, it doesn't mean it knows how to argue. For example, cats have brains but they don't know how to argue, cows have brains but they don't know how to argue, and even you have a brain and you don't know how to argue. But you are full of more
your opinion. The funny thing is that he's making it seem like that his ways of arguing, that's the only form of arguing that exists. Why does everybody gotta think along the lines as you? That's his problem. I'm like, bro, people don't want to be you. They don't want to think like you. There's people, and that's the thing. I'm 100% okay if people don't want to think like me. I'm okay with that, you know. But yeah, if there's people out there, it's all like, you know, they're like, hey, teach me your ways. They're actually asking for my help. Bruh, I'm not gonna deny. I'm like, okay, what do you need help with? I'll help you on this. I'll guide you through this. I'll teach you some things or two, you know. But overall, it's one of those things where I'm like, he's making it seem like that his ways of arguing, that's the only form of argument that exists. And I'm like, yeah, they're like, what my thing is this: what reason does a cow? Okay, let's sit down and think about this, right? A cow on a farm, minding its own business. What reason does it have to? I guess, yeah, if there's another cow in its territory trying to eat its food, then it's like, it ain't gonna be an argument. It's gonna be a full-blown fight. You know, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's just his, man, his ways of thinking. I like, bro, and you survived for a long time. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I like, yeah, it's something where I'm like, man, you know, it's you. You need help, bro. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You definitely need help.
More bullshit than the cow.
What would they? Because I feel like what they would tell me is just all like, or what he would tell me. But the reason why I say what they would tell me is because it's like, it's gonna probably be his fans too that are gonna be chiming in and things. But anyways, is not calling everybody a hater. But I'm thinking in my head, if you come to my channel to have arguments with me and possibly dislike the video, I don't know if they are or not. Maybe, maybe not, you know? But if you do all that, okay, and it's like a constant thing, like it's always happening, I see it as a hater.
The thing is, your definition of a hater is very broad. I have seen people give you perfectly good advice, but you just call them haters.
Remember, I had made a tweet saying, like, you know, just grind, upload as much as you can on YouTube. He was all like, no, you can't do that, because there's not going to be any talent behind it. You just keep on uploading and you're not doing anything. I'm doing the same thing.
Or you twist what someone says to make it hateful.
Then there is this one guy I couldn't pronounce.
But my question is, though, is that why is a person overall, like, if you know you're not, because there's been times where I've seen videos, I don't agree with it. There's times when I see tweets, I don't agree with it. If it's something that I'm seeing frequently, I'm going to, before I even respond to the person, I'm going to unfollow them. I'm like, nope, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't look for arguments. That's the thing that people be wanting to do on the internet. You make a tweet, you make some sort of point or something, and it's like people want to sit down and argue about that. I'm like, fam, I'm not here for that. I'm stating my opinion. If you agree with it, cool. If not, that's on you. But it's like you wanting to turn it into an argument. I'm not here for that, you know? So yeah, that's why I'm like, a lot of times, like, I view people, it's like, you just because no, even just using, this happened long after this situation, but I remember it was one of my friends. I'm pretty sure you guys know of that channel. But it's the Hot Tea channel. She's does, yeah, in a way it's like commentary videos, but it's kind of like just her reporting on like just news and stuff. But anyways, I don't know if she's been uploading recently. I think yeah, I'll have to check her channel again. But anyways, but no, there was at a point in time where I was frequently reacting to her channel and stuff. So I was and there's, yeah, you know, she was cool with it, didn't have no issues with it in case people wanted to bring that up and things. But no, overall reacted to a lot of her videos. And then I remember this guy commenting, he was like just trying to, like, I guess make me feel bad for doing reaction videos and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, if you have a certain way of how you view hot tea or tea videos, because that's what it was, he didn't like tea channels. And so I'm like, fam, if that's your opinion, that's how you feel about that. If you want to sit here and argue with me about why I'm supporting my friends, fam, that's going to be an argument 10 times out of 10. You're going to lose that argument. I'm not going to listen to some random person over my friends. And when even just mentioning my friends and family that has given me advice throughout my content creating career, they never attacked my character. They never attacked who I am as a person. They've never attacked anything surrounding me. And the thing is this: I've had customers at my job watch my videos. I've had coworkers at my job watch my videos. I think I told that story where my manager, he's cleaning up the cafe. I remember was asking him a question. I'm like, why is bro not hearing me? I'm like, I'm talking to him. No. Funny thing is, he's sitting down, he's watching, out of all the videos, he's watching the reaction video that I did to a Minnesota boy, the one that started the issues between me and us. So I'm like, he is hearing me, but he ain't hearing me. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna be mad about it. But yeah, having it where it's like my manager at one point in time was watching my videos, it's like plural, like he was watching multiple videos of mine. But then random people on the internet, from people in the Twitch community, TikTok community, Instagram community, YouTube community, I'm having all these different people that they like the content. Why would I take your advice over people's advice that actually care about my content? That's what I would like to know. Did you take anybody else's advice throughout your content creating career? And if so, who are you going to listen to? You going to listen to me, or you going to listen to your own fans? Because I'm pretty sure there's probably some times where I've given out some advice to you about how you are as a content creator. And did you listen? No. You going to listen to your fans. That's overall how the internet works. That is how content creating works. It shouldn't take me to explain that to you. But like I said, I'm like, there is a lack of teaching in your household. So therefore, I know at your age, I know at my age too, I am going to have to teach you some things. Because I feel like that, yeah, if it's relied on whoever it was, whether it was your parents, whoever that was a guardian over you, yeah, it's something where I'm like, man, it's tough, but yeah, it's like I know it's gonna have to be left up to me to kind of help you out and teach you some things or two about content creating, because obviously you don't know nothing. But anyways,
Counts his name, but he was like, he wanted me to watch his videos. He said he wasn't gonna stop hating on my channel until I watched his videos.
I should have known this pussy was gonna pull this. Now let me tell you what he is talking about. You guys should read this so you can understand the backstory to this. I never told him to watch my video, or I won't leave.
Wait a minute, what? My village charge you. Sit here and don't care less. You said. Sleeps more. I feel like I remember that name, but I don't know. I guess there's a lot of like people in just the robots community where I was getting into it with them left and right. So, but yeah, I don't remember this person, but dang, somebody saw like Clorox bleach drink me. That's crazy. Nah, man, there are some wild people out there on the internet. Nah, that's crazy to make a comment like that. But anyways,
I never told him to watch my video, or I won't.
No, you just had your fans tell me to watch your video.
Won't leave his channel. That is a fucking lie, and you can even see that in the screenshot. But also, now I don't know how many people will believe me because he deleted the comment. I actually commented on TMossBoss's video saying this. I said, dude, all I want is a video that can debunk all the points made in my video.
But why do I have to do that? My thing is this. I said numerous times, leave my channel. Leave me alone. I'm not going to make no video stooping down to your levels. Oh, like, oh, now I got to argue with you because you want an argument from me and things. No. The thing is this. I'm going to let people know this right here and right now. Nobody besides me, the person behind TMossBoss, nobody else besides myself has control on this channel, okay? I have control on this channel. So if you want me to do a video debunking no, that's not gonna. I feel like it's happening kind of right now as I'm doing this reaction video. But overall, it's like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not going to, at the time being, I could care less about watching videos about me. It's like at that time I was working, I'm trying to kickstart my content creating career, and then it's like you just got like all these different things that's running through your mind. Like I'm over here dealing with just like a lot of different things to where it's just, I don't have time to be out here making videos. And so now I have to say, like, I'm in a much more better state mentally. Yeah, it's like today I got time, but overall, like, yeah, back then I'm like, nah, bro, I'm dealing with a lot to where it's like, I don't have the time to be dealing with stuff like this, So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, people need to understand that. People need to understand that others out there got lives. So if you think that you are deserving of their time for an argument, you're not. So overall, it's like I'm trying to have positive things in my life, not negative. But anyway,
don't care if you link the video or not because I can't give a fuck about publicity. To which he replied, also, this is what I actually wanted. I am sorry, I should have screenshot the conversation.
Another good example is what you did with me. All I said was, hey man, I see you have a good heart. and I want to help you out with your argument skills.
Like I said, that wasn't the first comment that he left underneath my channel. It's like, if you're going to talk on that conversation, talk on how that conversation started. And don't play that whole stupid, oh, my brain can't go back that far and stuff. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just, like I said, if you're going to talk on what you, that conversation that night in December, then talk on how that conversation started. What was the first thing you said on my channel, all right? So anyways.
But all you heard was,
"Hey there, boy. I wanna use you to get back at Minnesota boy. And then when I make you do that, I'm gonna backstab you and then grease you up like a pig and make you squeal for me."
You know, you're not being a lover.
Yeah, that's weird.
So like, I don't see. And then it's just like, then they get mad at me because I want to see things on the positive side. And I'm like, yes, I do want to see things on the positive side. Is that wrong?
true, there isn't anything wrong with that, but deleting comments and viewing any and all criticism as hate is incredibly unhealthy.
Like, there's just like, no.
How is it unhealthy if people, you already have it out for me? How is it unhealthy if I don't want to be bothered with you guys? The funny thing is that they make it seem like that I don't accept no form of criticism. Yes, there have been times where friends of mine, they say, hey, you should do videos like this. You should do videos like that. You should add this, or you should do this, or you should change something. And that's something where we sit down, we have a logical conversation with it. And I'm like, if it works out for me, then cool. But that's one thing about it too. It's like, especially if it's a friend that's in content creating themselves, I think they can recognize that it's like he's comfortable with his content. He's comfortable with how he does content. Who am I to tell him that he needs to change his content because I'm not comfortable when watching it? Like, what sense does that make, man? I'm like, it just, bro, you really, and I mean really, I don't know why, I just really want to play The Division right now. But anyways, but you really have to understand how content creating works. Just because you don't like the content, that doesn't mean that the content creator that's doing the content also doesn't like, that they shouldn't like the content either. They're going to like whatever content they decide to upload. That's just facts. Just like how you did, the thing is this, the funny thing is that you had people telling you that Cinnabar video, don't upload that video. It's not a good idea to do that. You had where you're like two people that you're close with, IRL. You had your roommate, you had your girlfriend. Just to throw in there as an honorable mention, you had your neighbor. You had 3 people, all right, to tell you it's probably best you don't do that video. What did you do? So like, just please answer that truthfully. How did you handle that situation? Because my thing is this: if there's a if I have a girlfriend and she's telling me that oh yeah, you shouldn't do this video, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna do that video because I'm like, if you see something wrong with it, there's probably most likely something wrong with it. But I had to say that there's been times where I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I should do this video, but I'm like, what am I going to achieve? There's been like lots of times where I've either have deleted videos or just haven't went through with doing the video. And that's going to probably rack up into probably in the hundreds categories of like videos I had to take down or just overall decided not to do. Probably in the thousands. If we really going back some years, yeah, it's probably in the thousands where it's like videos where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to achieve nothing with this. So go ahead, take the video. For an example, the videos I did on Just a Robot, it was mainly just going at it with his fans. What reason do I have to have those videos up? So like that's if my thing is this, if I'm trying to be a positive person, how am I going to be a positive person and upload negative content? So that's I'm like, man, you know, it's something where it's like you're trying to teach me to be like you or to think along your lines. That's not going to work, bruh. I am my own person, just like how you are your own person and everybody else on the internet. If my thing is this, if your advice matters that much, how come your own fans that was right underneath you, where you could have very well given that advice and that, you know, whatever to them, how come they're not at 200 and something thousand subscribers? How come they don't have millions of views across their video? And there was people that's the thing. I know there's going to be people out there are like, oh, I'm not a content creator. But there were some in there that was a content creator. Joshua didn't have no videos that were, or he didn't, I think he might have had some videos up on his channel that had a lot of views. But overall, though, he was re-uploading people's content. So my thing is this, though, just besides that, he didn't have 200,000 subscribers. That Riley guy that I just reacted to, he don't have 200,000 subscribers. I think one of the only few people that do have 200,000 subscribers is somebody that I don't know if he still is cool with Just a Robot, but that is one thing. I think when the last time I checked his channel, I don't think he has no content uploaded of Just a Robot. And it's probably a situation where he realized that there's something wrong with that guy and I can't be cool or buddy with him. So it's probably for the best. I just let him do his thing and I focus on myself. That guy focused on himself, and he's probably the only one in that community that actually focused on himself, didn't listen to anything Just a Robot related, and he made the best out of his career. So that's why I'm like, yeah, he's out here trying to say, or trying to make it seem like that, oh, my advice is this God Almighty advice is gonna help you out and all this other stuff. It's not. It couldn't even help out people in your own circles. So, anyways.
Oh, then also it's like you gotta accept criticism. I'm just thinking as them right now, because they're talking about me, and I'm thinking in my head, it's like I already know who I am, so I gotta think as them right now. So it's what else? Yeah, the criticism thing. You gotta accept criticism. I don't, especially if it's from people that don't have no views, no subscribers.
I just had to switch to my clip-on microphone real quick because I'm hearing like some background noises and stuff. But anyways, hold on for a second. Never mind. I'm switching back to my normal microphone. All right, so. No, anyways, but yeah, let's go ahead and get back into this video. I thought that my other microphone would block out the background noise. I think it does. It's weird how that works. I think there are some things I have to like tweak with the settings, but anyways, back to the video.
Subscribers.
So he just admitted that he doesn't take any criticism, especially from lowlifes who don't have any subscribers. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter how many views or subscribers you have. What should matter is what you say. I also find it kind of funny that TMossBoss will brag about his views and subscribers when it's convenient to him, but when it's not, he'll say, well, it doesn't matter how many views or subscribers I have. First, for a little context. In a comment I sent to him, I pointed out that my comment had more likes than his video, which it did, and he said this.
I'm actually on here for my fans and subscribers. And I don't give a damn about how many views or likes or subs I have at the end of the day. So you comment having more likes than my video, ... Congrats on that.
But then a little later, someone else left a Filthy Frank comment, and TMossBoss Productions started bragging about how he had more subscribers.
Yeah, no views, no subscribers, no.
And the reason why I do that, I bring up views and subscribers with people, is because a lot of the times it's like people like Just a Robot where they it is, the funny thing is like they're not even content creators, but it's people that just have that same thought process as them where they're trying to give me advice or something. Maybe not with that particular comment, but with other people though, they'll try to like tell me about how it is being a content creator. So then I asked them and I'm like, okay, well, do the content or like take the advice in for yourself and you do your own form of content. They're like, I'm not a content creator. So how are you going to tell me about being a content creator? That's like you just uses some examples. That's like me telling a professional wrestler on how to be a wrestler or how to do this move. And I'm like, fam, I ain't never did that move before. I don't know nothing about being a professional wrestler. Yeah, just because I watch it a lot on TV, that don't mean that I know everything that needs to be known about being a professional wrestler. There's things I'm still learning till this day about being a professional wrestler. So that's why I'm like, when they get to talking about like, oh, you need to take this advice and do this and do that. I'm like, okay, well then you do it yourself. Oh, well, I'm not a content creator, so how you gonna tell me as a, I guess as a content creator or whatever? It's like, how you gonna tell me how to be a content creator and you're not one yourself? I'm not going to listen to people that's not content. The thing is this, if you are a content creator and you still want to sit underneath my channel and give me advice on stuff, we're like, oh, this is how you got to do things. This is how you go. I can see that you haven't accepted, I guess, your grounds as a content creator. And so you're trying to like push it off on other people, trying to have like some sort of acceptance with it, and it's like, bruh, and it's still not going to mean nothing. So I just don't see, because like when I sit down and think about it, do you think PewDiePie would comment underneath my video trying to explain to me how it is to be a content creator? No. I'm like, if anything, I'm going to be watching his videos and then I'm like, okay, this is taking notes and stuff of how to be a content creator. Just a Robot, he's just upset because people don't do that with his channel. They don't sit down and be writing and taking notes and things. I guess so, like when they're doing videos about me and they want to do their own little hate video on me and stuff, yeah, that'll probably be the only time. But other than that, it's like, what other videos have you done where people have taken advice from it and they've made something out of it? That's never been a time. That's never gonna happen. So anyways,
videos know nothing, and it's like our videos aren't even the same. So you gotta so pretty much what they want me to do at the end of the day is be their puppet.
No, TMossBoss, I just want to help you improve.
And it's just like, because that's what I see from him all the time when we beef. It's always his fans getting involved. It's not just me and him. It's like me, him, and the fans. And it's just so like, no, it shouldn't be like that. And it's just like, I never need to get my fans involved in any beef or arguments that I'm getting into it with.
I have never asked my fans to help me out. They do it.
You don't need to. Yeah, he was just getting ready to say, the thing is this, you don't need to. When you do a video in a negative way, because it's like, look at the just like the aftermath of when you do a positive video and a negative video. And I've had both of those. So the one prior before this, there was a YouTuber that goes by the name Ask a Gangster, where he shouted me out, and that did numbers for my channel. So I was like, people were showing love to my videos left and right because of that shout out. When he did a video on me, how did that turn out? 4 years of harassment, hate comments, dislike raids. What else that I've dealt with him? Lies and stuff. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, when you do a video in a negative way on somebody, and that's what I'm not trying to be known for. I'm not trying to be known for arguments or doing negative videos on people. You know, yeah, there's going to be at times where I talk on negative situations, but I'm at least going to say something positive in that negative situation, all right? Or at least give out some sort of positive advice. But I'm not going to go to that person, attack them, attack everything about them and stuff just so I could get a point across. I mean, what sense? It's just, man, what sense does that make, bro? Like, really, think about that.
At their own free will.
Because if something happens to them, they get hurt. They end up killing themselves because, oh, one of you guys then says something that just pretty much just sent them into a deep depression and things. Like, that's going to be on me when I really think about it.
The scenarios you come up with never cease to amaze me.
And it's the funny thing is like he says that, but it's like you don't talk on the situation. No, the thing is this: even if there was like situations that was brought up, he wouldn't have talked on it. But just for myself to talk on it, yes, there have been times where people have been cyberbullied and they've taken their life over it. I'm not trying to have that for my fans, you know, and that's the sad reality is that there have been times where fans of mine have had to deal with Just a Robot's fans harassment. And it's all because they're saying that they're a fan of me. That like there's this one guy where it's like I remember me and him, it was like a, you know, fan and content creator situation, but this is somebody that I could call a friend of mine. But it's this guy named Nate, and he would make videos defending me, and he'll at least, but I think I think he did make videos. If not that, he would leave comments defending me and stuff. And I think even he did it on one of the videos that Just a Robot made about me. He left a comment saying like, you guys need to apologize. And this was after the whole situation with the Cinnabear crap. But he did upload a comment or posted a comment saying that y'all need to apologize to Just a Robot. And that last fan that I reacted to where they did like that weird text-to-speech voice video, they commented talking about, no, I'm not gonna apologize. Yeah, that's what I'm like, yeah, his fans, I'm like, you guys, I'm telling you, that controlling, that is crazy. I'm like, just the funny thing is they can say that Just a Robot doesn't control them, and I'm like, okay, prove me wrong, please prove me wrong. But I'm like, as far as I see it, if you're still a TMossBoss hater, you're being controlled by Just a Robot. A lot of people may not want to accept that, but I'm like, it's facts, bro. It's, you know, the thing is this, I'm like, I guess it's okay, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that's what you're gonna be known for. But anyways,
he contacted me, wanted me to help him with the Minnesota Boy with his situation and beef that he's having with Minnesota Boy.
Wrong!
I turned it down. He got mad, so I made a video about this situation. Wanted to go and screenshot the comments, or I wanted to link you guys the video that he commented on. the comment was deleted. And I just find it so funny that like how he got on me for deleting comments. But dude, you delete your own comments. At least when I'm deleting comments, it's because of some retarded kid commenting saying, "Oh, I hate your videos. They suck and this and that." I delete that.
Bro, I didn't realize I had said that. Dang. Oh wow. I'm saying like I was very with open-minded be the proper term. Dang. I was mad. You know, the thing is this though. I don't feel bad. I know people will say like, "Oh, you said the R word and stuff." Yeah, that's what I'm like talking about haters and stuff. But I'm like, as far as anybody else, yeah, that's something where I'm like, I wouldn't call my friends that. I wouldn't call my fans that. I wouldn't call my family that. I ain't gonna disrespect people, you know, that I actually care about and stuff. But as far as everybody else, yeah, if you come after me, attacking me, then yeah, you know, I'm saying whatever, you know. So yeah, that's why I'm like, it's even because a lot of the people have been, well, not a lot. It's just more so that last few fans of Just the Robots, they still trying to like bring up old stuff like the Joshua's mom situation and the suicidal girl situation, still trying to twist that up and make it is funny how he says like I twist his words, but I'm like, fam, you guys literally twist stuff around. You guys twist things too. If I'm twisting stuff, y'all are twisting stuff too. But overall, there's fans of his that still trying to bring those situations up, and I'm like, okay, and that's just my response with it from now on. I'm like, okay, you guys, I've said what I needed to say. I proved those situations to be false. People are trying to say I made fun of Joshua's mom, knowing that wasn't the case. People said that I ignored the suicidal girl, knowing that girl wasn't even suicidal, just only doing it so you guys can make a video on me. I proved that situation. No, actually, somebody had told me of this situation. So yeah, overall, I am going to talk about it in a video and things, but yeah, it's like they still try to bring that stuff up, and that's my response to it. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, if you expect an apology, I would have apologized about that stuff a long time ago. I apologized to Joshua, but then once I seen how that situation was turning out, that's why I'm like, you know, nope. I'm like, it's something where he did apologize to me, and that's why I'm like, from this day forward, anything that I say is just talking about the past with Joshua, but I'm not trying to stir up no stuff with him. I hope he's doing well in life. I know he's going through his own crap, but overall, it's like, or I shouldn't call it crap and things. I know he's going through his issues and stuff. More so, you know, just yeah, that he's going through his stuff, and I'm like, that's him and his business. All right, you know, that's I'm like, I'm not talking on that. I ain't got nothing to say about it. You know. But as far as like Just a Robot and his last few like fans, you know, like those that still trying to keep hope alive and things, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't care what I say to you guys. You guys still got it out for me. So yeah, it's like the gloves is always going to remain off. But anyways.
Now, what he says about me deleting my own comments is true, and I know a lot of you want to know why I deleted my own comments. Well, here's the thing. He deleted his comments first, and it looked like I was just talking to myself, so I decided to delete my comments. And also, I don't see the problem with
I think that's what it was. I had blocked him. And so I think, yeah, that was because no, I do remember there was a situation where I had, I think it was that night I blocked him. And then I think that had to have been the reason why he had deleted his comments. But no, I do remember he like him and his fans had called me out on that. There's all like, oh, you blocked Just a Robot and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't want to be bothered with him. Like, that's why I blocked him. But anyways.
Deleting your own comments. I do, however, see a problem with deleting other people's comments, but not your own. By the way, TMossBoss, if me deleting my comments is bad, you have deleted your own videos before. From what I've heard, he made a video calling Thomas the Tank Engine fans pedophiles, and he got so much hate that he deleted the video.
I deleted the video because I seen that it was pointless. The thing was this. I had, so to explain to you guys that situation. So if you guys remember where, Just a Robot, he tried bringing that up, that I threatened to kick a kid in the throat. So that kid, I seen that he was a fan of that show. So I had, went after, more so it was those that was in that community pretending, you know, like 20, 30-year-old, adults pretending to be these cartoon characters. I'm thinking to myself, that's weird. I'm like, you guys is pretending to be cartoon characters of a show that's primarily made for kids. that's weird, you know? So, but overall though, I didn't delete the videos because I was getting a lot of hate from it. I deleted those videos because I seen that it was pointless to, and I've said that before, where it's all like, at some point in time, I do see that it's pointless to keep these videos up. I have talked about those situations, and I still stand by what I had said. So I guess, like, yeah, you know, people thinking that, oh, I changed my opinion on the matter. Nope, I still stand by that. You 20, and there were, no, I think the oldest I had seen, I think the person had to have been, because they were at the time being, I think I was like 19 at the time when that situation had happened, and I was seeing people in their 30s, you know, having it where their profiles is designed after these cartoon characters. Why am I the only one that finds something weird with that? Like, you know, the thing is that people may say that there's no like ill intentions with that, but my thing is that I've seen one too many times where people will try to, people with it just, or yeah, this Cinnabare, you know, where it's like you overall will manipulate a kid into doing something for you. All right, you could call it grooming, you could call it being a pedophile, you could call it whatever it is that you want to call it. It is still wrong. So you pretend, my thing is this, you pretending to be a cartoon character of a TV show that's primarily made for kids. I know I'm not looking for no accounts of no Thomas the Tank Engines. I know no other adults ain't looking for no accounts as Thomas the Tank. You ask any of your friends that you grew up with, do they follow any Thomas the Tank Engine accounts? And if they do, something might be off with that situation. But if not, then yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, because they're an adult, they realize that that is going to be weird and people are going to question it. Just because you guys don't see a reason for it being questioned, that doesn't mean everybody else is going to feel that same way. People are going to question, and it's funny how many times I brought that up to people. They're like, why are they doing that? Like, it's, my thing is this, for what reason are they pretending to be a cartoon character of a TV show that's meant for kids? So yeah, and the thing is, I know it's funny because people were trying to say like, oh, I should still be allowed to watch the show. You know what? If I did say that adults shouldn't watch that show, I'd say that's probably the one thing that I'll take back. You can watch whatever show you want to watch. If you want to go back and watch TV shows from your childhood, you very well can do that, you know? But if there's ill intentions with it, if there's things that you're trying to pick up so you can use it on a kid to manipulate them, you're the weird one. All right. So yeah, it's one of those people I remember that time frame. People were trying to call me out for that. But numerous times though, after that situation, I did repeat pretty much what I said. I think I did numerous story times. And yeah, just videos pretty much updating y'all on the situation. So yeah, it ain't like I took back what I had said. If anything, I think I apologize to those that I offended. But at some point in time, I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't matter whether the person was offended or not. It's still overall weird. So anyways, I'm like, my thing is this. Do you see somebody like Kevin Hart or Brad Pitt, or let me think of some other names out there, Jack Nicholson, do you see them pretend to be some a kid's cartoon character on platforms where they know kids is gonna be on there? No, that's not of them. They're not gonna do things like that. So it would just be mad funny. Like, let's say they did get called out for some stuff like that. Oh, they would switch from like going against me on what I said to pretty much repeating what I had said. And so that's all. I'm like, yeah, people can try to get on me about that, but I'm like, what reason do you have of pretending to be a cartoon character that's a TV show that's primarily meant for kids? What reason do you have for that? So anyways,
I don't think there's ever been a time where me and him got into it, or in the comment section or anything, and his fans did not chime in. I'm thinking in my head, you didn't even make a video. Like, you, honestly, I don't even think these are fans of his. I think these are friends of his, and he just sends them a message all like, hey, I'm beefing with TMossBoss in his latest video. Go check it out and things. And then they just start chiming in and stuff, and it's just all like, dude, really? You need them for everything? Like,
do you also believe that jet fuel can't melt steel beams? Just asking.
You cannot
he cracks jokes, and it's just that time where he could have defended himself and said something. That's even more so a reason why I believe that these guys, well, no, I know for a fact that they were in Discord servers, because just the amount of people that have told me that they were. But yeah, it's like they were in Discord servers talking about me. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, I guess like and well, they probably would like delete the accounts or delete the server. So it's like, well, you don't have no proof, you don't, And I'm like, of course, if there ain't no proof to be discovered, but I'm like, or it's like you guys is getting rid of it and then getting rid of the evidence. But overall, I'm like, y'all know, you guys, I'm like, you guys know of what you were doing. So it's something where I'm like, hey, you guys can play that whole dumb game if you want to, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, that's something where it's like, you know, you can deny it and lie about it, but you overall know the truth, and you guys know that you were sitting around having conversations about me seeing that I up. Because my question is, it's like, all right, so how is it that when I uploaded the video, it just got rated and bombarded with dislikes? How is that? If you guys wasn't paying attention to my channel like that, paying attention to me like that, how is my channel just getting rated with it? And this was at a point in time where your channel wasn't as big as it is today, or even back then where you did have over 200,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's up where I'm like, man, come on now. It's like, stop playing that dumb act where it's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, or let me just take this moment to crack a joke. But anyway,
handle an argument on yourself. That's why you contacted me, so you can help me with this whole Minnesota boy thing. And I'm like, dude, that's sad. That's really sad. Like, no.
This is one of the reasons why TMossBoss is so hard to talk to, because his interpretation of reality is so weird. He thinks that someone offering him help is proof that they can't handle an argument on their own. Imagine if I did this with you guys. Hey, Just a Robot, can I help out with your next video?
oh, this is, I don't know if this was the first time he did this, but I know people would, they would call him out on this, the blackface and stuff. But anyways.
Yo, no! Fuck you! This is proof you can't.
I just remember him like using that before, where he was all like, so like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know if this was the first time he had used that or whenever, but I just remember him using that, that drawing or yeah, that, black person, and was all like, I think he said like, I'm black, but people have called him out on that before. It wasn't, not only me to call him out on just the like weird racist behavior and stuff, but yeah, I'm like, dude, do some research on this guy. For those that are new to this, like Just a Robot and the whole situation, I'm like, yeah, you'll definitely see some things with him. But anyway,
Can't handle an argument on your own. This would make way more sense if I was asking him for help and not offering it.
I feel like that. Yeah, there's times when my fans chime in and they like, you know, they help me out. But it's all like, at the end of the day, I have it like me. I might not have it like under control.
I don't think you have it under control either. In fact, I think you just had a stroke again.
So yeah, so his fans are chiming in talking about how I was lying about the situation and things. I'm thinking in my head, why do I need to lie? What reason for me is to lie? I have no reason to lie.
Here's the thing. I don't think you're actually lying. I think you just have such a warped perception of what I said that you completely mistranslated it.
They asked me.
if anything, I just didn't want to be involved. I don't want to be involved in any conversation with you guys. It's still like that to this day. I'm like, I just don't, I'm not seeking any conversation with Just a Robot. I'm not seeking nothing. If he wants to apologize, that offer is still on the table. And I think what he's going to be thinking along the lines like, oh, well, maybe if I apologize or say that, hey, I want to have a call with you so I can properly apologize. Nope, you ain't even got to do that. You can, but the thing is this, you, just like how you've done any other situation with me, post a video about it. You can, my thing is this, even just post a tweet. It could just say, at TMossBoss, I am sorry. That's it. Period. Leave it alone. Not no, I'm sorry, but no, just say, at TMossBoss, I am sorry. That's all you have to say. But if you trying to have all these extra conversations afterwards, nah. That's a no can do. I'm like, there's, to me, how I see it, there's no reason for us to have a conversation. If our paths cross and it's on some like positivity, then okay, cool. But don't try to play that manipulating game where it's like, oh, well, I'll just say I'm being a positive person, then just overall have a negative conversation with him. Nah. I'm like, I'm like, you can do a tweet. You can do, if I guess if your dyslexia starts kicking in, all you just have to do is just do a video. It don't require a script. It don't require nothing at all. All you have to do, and it could, the thing is this, the video could be unlisted. It could be a public video, however you want to do it. Overall, at the end of the day, that's the only thing that I'm trying to hear from you. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. So if you try to see conversations and all that stuff, that's not going to happen. All right, so I'm like, yeah, go maybe create a an AI bot and voice it after me and stuff, and then yeah, you know, have it where you can have a conversation with me like that. But overall, I'm like, I have no desires on having a conversation with you unless it's an apology. Then I will respond back by saying I accept your apology. We can move forward in life. So, anyways,
questions like that, I can answer them right there on the spot. But it's like with them, if I ask them a question, they avoid it. They say everything else.
No. You're not allowed to say that. You have used the don't like, don't watch argument several times. And several people explain to you why that doesn't work. And all you do is ignore it and keep using it. And I have asked
because it is common sense. That's all. It's bad. He gets so upset. Him and his fans, they got so upset with me saying that. But I'm like, what's the problem with it? And my thing is this. So if somebody doesn't like your videos and you would rather sit down and have this like 9-year long conversation with them about why you still upload the videos versus, okay, well, there's all these other different videos that exist on YouTube. You very well can go watch those other videos. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with telling that to somebody? So yeah, it's something where it's like, you could tell me I'm not allowed to use that, but I'm still going to use it. I think even after this this video was uploaded, I had said it numerous times afterwards. If you don't like my videos, don't watch them. And I'm going to say it even right now for those that didn't hear it, for those in the back. If you don't like my videos, if you don't like my videos, don't watch them. It's one of those things where I'm like, it's not an invalid argument. It's not a regular argument. It ain't no form of an argument. It is common sense. Anyways.
Asked you several questions, and all you ever do is ignore it, mistranslate it, or say, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, every time I said something to him, and it's like, you guys can even go to the comments. If they don't delete the comments and stuff, but yeah, you could go to that video and things. Hopefully they don't delete the comments, but yeah, look at that.
What about you? You're the king of deleting comments. You delete so many comments, you make Steve Shives blush.
Because I was just like, I just kind of was just putting the pieces together. I'm like, all right, last person I beef with, just the robot. He has a lot of fans, okay? So, my videos, latest videos, they start getting dislikes. Thinking in my head, like, how is that even possible? Like,
it's because your videos are complete shit. But even if that wasn't the case, you have a beef with more people than just me. You have a beef with the Thomas the Tank Engine fan base, the Minnesota Boy fan base, and several other people. So to jump to the conclusion
several other people, those were the only two. Who are those several other people? Nah, he just told another lie. I was there for my beefs. The first person I ever beefed with on YouTube, he's not a YouTuber anymore, but me and him, we squashed our drama, but and we were cool at some point in time. But anyways, it was this guy named Clockwork Cyborg. Me and him had like some issues and stuff, but at some point in time, we said, hey, this is pointless. We're not achieving nothing with the videos we're making on each other. Let's just squash the beef. He reached out to me and was all like, yeah, let's just squash the beef. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know, Minnesota Boy. We never did squash the beef, but it eventually did die off, right? Then, but yeah, then the Thomas, the Tank Engine community. That was the, I got into it with them before well, it might have been around the same time, but I think I got into it with them, and then afterwards it was just a robot. I've only have gotten into it with 3 communities, bruh. 3. That's it. I guess an honorable mention would be, and it was Clockwork Cyborg's fan, that kid that threatened to kick in the throat. He was probably the only other person that I had got into it with. But I'm like, who are these several other people? So that's why I'm like, if you're going to say that, I'm like, bruh, he would call me out for the longest of not providing evidence. Who are these several other people? Don't play that dumb game about, well, I don't remember. No, you do you're big on doing research, right? My thing is this. I know I couldn't have not missed every single video, even if you want to, because I'm like, that's one thing about it, that I don't really delete tweets. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure I talked about that stuff back then and there and stuff. So yeah, if you guys want to go back on my, please let me know who are these several other people, because the names that I mentioned, those are the only names that I've ever gotten into it with content creating. Even after, and I made it clear after the situation between me and Just a Robot, that I said I'm done with drama. I ain't getting into it with anybody else. So if people make videos on me, talk about me, all that stuff, I'm gonna let them have their fun, but I'm moving on. There ain't no reason to get into it. So yeah, I have to say the only, I guess, like if we're talking other people, it was just fans of Just a Robot. So but I just classify that all together as the community. So yeah, it's one of those things. But I'm like, who are these several other people? I would like to know, because I didn't realize I got into it with so many different people. But anyways,
to me is completely conspiratorial. Is that a word? Conspiratorial? I don't even know.
It's just I haven't beefed with nobody recently. Then a light appeared over my head. It flickered. It didn't turn on just right then and there, but it flickered. You know. Then eventually it was just fully on, and I was just like, okay, maybe Just a Robot, maybe him, maybe his fans. One of his fans did it. They might have made a whole bunch of accounts and disliked my videos. Maybe Just a Robot. Who knows who did it? But it's like, really, if you guys stoop that low, all right, to, I don't know, like make it seem like that, oh, he's gonna give in and things, he's gonna help me out because I know he doesn't. I can care less about dislikes, dude.
I'm also part of the Illuminati.
It's at the end of the day.
I think then that's, yeah, they took that and they ran with it. Because afterwards it was like, yeah, every video, and yeah, it's like it went on from that from this point forward all the way up until it's like, I think it was maybe April or May of 2020. It was like right before I had got into it with the Rainbow Six, not got into it, but got into the Rainbow Six Siege community, started making a name for myself there. But yeah, overall it was I got into that community. People had started shouting me out, and you know, just overall sharing my videos. And then yeah, eventually it was like the dislikes had stopped because they realized, wait a minute, this is a much more bigger community. There is a lot of people in this community. We gotta stop. And I'm like, no, we seriously, because I'm saying it was like January, so like just all of just up until that moment of 2020, but January, February, March, and it was between either April or May whenever I did that first McNasty video. I think it was like the try not to laugh or try not to cringe video, but it's one of my most viewed videos. You guys can actually go check it out. But anyways, I had did that video had started blowing up. Then I started reacting to more guys in the Rainbow Six Siege community, and it pretty much put me in that same position that I was in when I was reacting to guys like McJuggernuggets, Angry Grandpa, El Presador. So yeah, it was good, you know, getting involved with that community, because then I think that's when it was like, oh no, wait a minute, because yeah, Just a Robot, he wouldn't be able to last against people like McNasty, all those guys that's a part of his community, other people in the Rainbow Six Siege community. It's like a lot of those guys are much more bigger than him, and I had said that numerous times that he ain't gonna get into it with nobody bigger than him. If anything, he'll try to get them to make a video about him, but other than that, he ain't gonna, like how he was giving me that energy, he ain't gonna do that to nobody bigger than him. So anyways,
because that's how this whole situation, well, not like from the start, but how it just recently started. And he was talking about my subscribers and my views wasn't, you know, adding up. Because I have like 10,000, I might get a video with like 50 to 100 views or something. I don't care. My most viewed videos got like 70,000, 40,000, 20,000. Like,
that's nice and all, but what are you getting now? You said earlier
the videos are still, and that's, so the thing is this. If you try to like look for a video, because I have to say, like, there's probably very few videos, or not very few, but there's like a lot of other videos that's above that. Like the highest number I said was 70,000. There's videos like the most viewed reaction video that's like at 700, or not 700, but 500,000 views. If we're talking, even though shorts was really a thing, but just to throw that in there, a little honorable mention, throwing the shorts, multiple videos with millions of views. My question is, can you achieve that? Can you achieve a video with millions of views? Let's see you try getting a video with 14 million views. That's going to be a goal for you. Upload a video outside of drama, or even if you want to upload a video about me and have that video get 14 million views, because you upload all these other videos about me. So yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see a video about me uploaded on your channel achieve 14 million views. Don't use no bots. Don't try to cheat the system. Genuinely try to get 14 million views off of me. I'm telling you right now, not gonna happen. I'm like, there is absolutely nothing that you can say or do that's going to be able to get 14 million views and with my name attached to it, because I'm not that big of a person to where I got it through doing a voiceover video, and even a video. I'm trying to think. I have to check his channel again. Maybe he might have some videos on me with 500,000 views. If not that, then I'm like, bro, if you can't achieve that number, you definitely ain't gonna achieve no video with 14 million views. But anyway,
that my channel is going to be crumbling. But by your own logic, I can always point to my most viewed videos and say, look, my channel ain't crumbling.
That's like, it's like, that's what it's like when I see, I'm like, I see, well, I mean, it's not that.
Stroke! 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 Stop mocking me!
That's what I see. I see the total number. I don't see like the smaller numbers. Like the smaller numbers help out the total numbers, but it's like still though, it's just like it doesn't affect me. It doesn't hurt me. I don't care.
First of all, you saying I don't care doesn't hold any weight whatsoever. You keep saying you don't care about something, but then you go on and make 20 videos about that something you said you don't care about. And second, of course you just look at the big number at the end. You're someone who just spams out videos. I, on the other hand, put some actual care into my videos.
He find a reason.
He puts care in his videos, and the funny thing is, so for, I guess, like, I don't know if you're new to the situation with Just a Robot. So he uploads this video where he rushed it because I guess it was a former friend, whoever this guy's name is Kumo. But anyways, so Kumo had leaked out this Cinnabare video that he did, and according to people, they said it was a good video. But overall, Just a Robot decided that he was gonna rush out the video, and the video just got bombarded with hate. And like, people still talking about it till this day. Got it where now people are using that situation, or just, you know, just the current hate that's going on right now with Just a Robot to talk about their other situations with Just a Robot. Well, maybe not using it, but I do think that it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, it's like best to talk about it right now before it's too late. You know, so yeah, it's like, I'm like, so with sure, oh, it's okay if you do it, but it's a problem if I do it. That's just weird, man.
To argue about that. I'm just like, dude, there's no like, just, I mean, not so much as winning the argument, but it's just no arguing with him. You always got to agree with him, and it's just all like,
I have heard this argument time and time again, and every time someone says this to me, I feel the exact same way about them. But here's the thing, I at the very least watch your videos, and I also don't delete comments.
I want no just drama. I'm done with that type of stuff. Like,
You say this, yet not even 24 hours later, you made another video on me. You keep saying you don't care about a subject, or this is my last video about this, or something like that.
You've done the same thing.
And then you go ahead and make more videos about it. Stop saying you don't care when everybody can see that you clearly care.
This all started because I was defending.
Like I said, well, yeah, it's like, you know, more so, or I think I'm probably going to be saying defending reactors, but more so the situation between me and Just a Robot. It was, yeah, at first it was about defending reactors. Then it switched around to where it was defending myself. You know, these guys would try to call me out on something, call me out on whatever it is. I'm like, fam, then that's why I did so many videos talking on the situation. But if the thing is this, though, if it were to just all end the next day, I'm not going to be like, oh, let me go and do a video where I can like just reignite the beef and the drama. I had said numerous times, I want to be left alone. But it was time after time after time. It was this being, this video coming out, that video coming out, this video coming out, that. It is just, and it's about like, oh, TMossBoss did this, or he said this, or it is. And then people were like just bombarding the comment sections all like, oh, it's like, so that's why there are so many different times I explained it. But like I said, I deleted those videos because I seen It was pointless. There ain't no reason to do those videos. So that's why I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, the only people that were watching them were just the robot fans. As far as anybody else in the YouTube community, other communities and stuff, they don't care about my issues with just the robot. They don't care about no defense video I gotta do towards just the robot's fans and himself. So that's why I was like, it's pointless continuing on with this. And I just eventually, 2020, I told myself, I'm moving on. I'm not going to go back and forth with these guys. I'm not going to sit around and try to defend myself. If they got an issue with something that I said or did, I was kind of building up that okay and mindset back then, but I'm like, it's in full effect now. These guys gonna try to, I guarantee and I promise you, it's gonna be another thing that they'll try calling me out on, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, and I'm like, if you feel that way, you feel that way. I don't care. So I'm like, you guys can try to make it seem like that I don't care. I genuinely don't care. I promise you right now. So anyways.
Ending YouTubers that I like. So it's just like, really, it's when you got people like that on YouTube, you're not even allowed to have a choice. You're not even allowed to say what you want. You're not allowed to have an opinion in things.
You're allowed to have an opinion, but other people have the right to disagree with your opinion. I find it.
Do that on your own time. I do not care if you disagree with whatever my opinion is on whatever it is that I'm talking about. And I've seen that so many different times. I'll say I like a video game. Like, for an example, Dragon Age the Veilguard. I said how much I like that game. People were trying to come after me because of that. I'm still going to play the game. I might not have been playing the game recently because there was all these other different games that's out. But yeah, I'm like, fam, I could care less. If you don't like that game, that's on you. But I paid $60 for that game, so you best believe I am going to enjoy it, all right? And that goes for if it's a musician. People say, "Oh, I don't like that musician. They're too aggressive in their music." I'm like, I like it. So I'm like, I like the aggression in their music. It gets me pumped. It gets me motivated. So I'm like, if that's on you, that's on. No, prime example with a movie. Rotten Tomato. They didn't like the movie Need for Speed. They gave that movie bad ratings. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. I could sit down and watch that movie and still feel the same way I did back on March 14th, 2014. Yes, I still remember when that movie came out in theater. No, I didn't even see it in theaters on opening day, but it was like later on though I did see it. But no, overall though, I was like, that's still a movie that I sit down and watch as if I'm still in the movie, or as if I was in the movie theaters on the edge of my seat. It is that much of a good movie. You may not like it, but I'm going to like it. You trying to change my opinion on liking a movie, that's not going to happen. So if you're trying to get me to see it from your point of view, that's not going to happen. I'm going to see it from my point of view. That little, like, that like big ball of muscle and tissue, my brain, whatever goes through my thought process or however I feel about something, that's going to be my feelings. That's going to be my opinion. That's going to be having it where it's changed because you don't agree with it. That's not going to happen. So I'm like, how many times I have to say that's not going to happen? It's not going to happen. If you have your own ways and feelings about stuff, you keep that to yourself. I don't care about your opinion about my videos or about who I'm defending or whatever. So it's like, the thing is this, you could have very well kept that to yourself. What drama would have started between us? Let's say you never did that video about me. Do you think I would have known about you? I wouldn't. That's why I'm overall meme that it's like, I don't care for the situation. I don't care for your existence more so as a content creator. That doesn't necessarily mean you got to go out and do something dramatic or crazy. I'm not saying that. But you as a character on the internet, it could disappear, leave the internet, never be seen again. I'm not losing no sleep over it. And that's one thing that I will say throughout that whole time where I was dealing with you guys from 2016 all the way up until 2020 and even some moments after 2020. That is one thing that I had never lost a night of rest. Never dealing with you guys. So y'all can make it seem like that I care about you guys. I genuinely don't. Y'all can disappear the next day and I'm like, cool, you know, one part of the internet that doesn't need to really exist no more. So anyways,
it's funny that you're saying this, because if anyone disagrees with you, you delete their comment.
You honestly, you know, like, being dead serious. Like,
I like how there's just different things I was doing in this video. First, I was just standing there. Then I started shooting through windows, trying to see how far the bullet goes. Now I'm standing on top of a truck. I'm telling you, like, there was at times where I was just careless in my videos. I didn't care. Like, going back and watching a lot of these videos, yeah, I was like, okay, it's whatever. Now my thing is this: if I do a But I mean, I still kind of do that too. Like, I'll be playing a game, be talking about something, play one game, play another game, play another, and still be talking about the same thing. So yeah, but I'm like, dang, it's just all throughout this video. I'm like, bruh, next I'm gonna be probably shooting at enemies or something. But anyway, I don't think I shot at no enemies in this game.
But up in them chairs, talking to one of them doctors and stuff like that. They be listening to people's problems. They be like them. They're like vent doctors or something. Like a psychologist. No.
More proof that you have no idea what you're talking about.
You start arguing.
It's like, I do, I just don't know the name. Oh my God, it's man. I'm telling you, just the robot stop process. I'm like, yeah, his parents. I'm like, y'all got to be questioned. I'm like, no, somebody should have called CPS on them, because I'm like, that just don't even make no sense. I'm like, I had to, I'm saying if his, because I think he does have a sister. If she's the only normal-minded one, she had to have realized like just toxic, because you'll hear of that at times. You'll hear where they'll talk about their upbringings and they're just like, nah, man, I had to leave that household. It wasn't healthy for me. I had to leave. I had to get away. And they probably don't communicate, talk with their parents and stuff. And I don't know, maybe just the robot's in the same mindset. But if not, he's probably still collecting things from his parents till this day. And that's why he carries on the way that he carries on. And it's something where it's either that, or his parents actually did care about him and they wanted the best for him, but he still decided to follow down a path, because there's that possibility too, where his parents were actually good to him. They actually, it would be so funny having it where it's like his parents, they come out and they do some videos and they just expose him. There's like, yeah, just a robot wasn't homeschooled. He was actually he went to public schools. He just got in trouble a lot. We thought about it, but no, we didn't actually go through with it. This character that he ain't like that. The boy stopped peeing the bed when he was like 15 years old. I felt like that his parents, it's either gonna be like we get to see why he acts like that, or his parents is gonna expose him. So anyways,
it's over YouTube videos. Like, really, like, this isn't problems like, children starving in like them overseas countries and things.
This is something TMossBoss does a lot. He constantly complains about little things, but if you complain about what he's doing, he says, oh,
how are kids starving in other countries' little things? That, like, whoa, wait a minute, time out. So you mean to tell me some kid that's over in Somalia, some kid that just lost their home in Gaza, some kid that, I'm trying to think of some other tough places, a kid that just lost their home in Ukraine. You mean to tell me uploading, when you could have been spreading awareness to that, uploading a video about TMossBoss is much more important? Bro, you know what? That's what I mean by just the robot. His mindset, it's all wrong. I'm like, it is something that's really wrong with this guy. But man, that's crazy. Him thinking of that as little things. I'm like, if that's what you meant by that, bro, that's some crazy stuff. I'm like, I would never. That's one thing about it. In any of the dramas, like, if there is something far more serious going on, and no, there was something far more serious going on when I had lost my friend. He was a good friend of mine. But anyways, when I lost my friend, that's where my mind was at. There was like a few days after this when I did that video talking about like the dangers of going to parties. I'm doing that because I want people to be safe. You took that video and criticized me on how I was processing my friend's death. That, like, really, you had to honestly sit down and think about that. Like, no, let's just get serious for a moment. Let's really get serious for a moment, because now I feel like this is a situation where I gotta take the gloves off. If you genuinely think that your videos and everything about you is more important than a person losing their friend, a person losing their family, kids starving in all these different countries, fam, if anybody has an ego, it's you. It's 100% you and your videos. And I'm saying this with my whole chest. Your videos will never in life, in all of existence, will never be that important. All right. I give it 5 to 10 years tops. You will be forgetting. Okay. Just overall, nobody's going to remember you. They're going to be like, dang, what was that guy? And he had like that, like, robot, like, personality or whatever. Anyways, I was thinking about him the other day and was thinking like, oh, where did his channel go? Where you are going to be one of those channels that get deleted. You are not important, bro. That's something again, saying it with my whole chest. You will never be important, ever. And I know people gonna probably be all like, that's kind of dark. It's dark to say that kids starving in different countries is considered little things. That's not little things. So yeah, I'm like that's something where I'm like, yeah, I can honestly care less what I say. I feel like a lot of times I do try to hold my tongue. I try not to say something too overly disrespectful. Yeah, that's something where I'm like, I could care less how he feels or how he responds. You're not important and never will be. As much as you want to make yourself important, you won't. So you could take that with however you want to take it, grain of salt, or you can take it as like, oh, he disrespected. And I'm like, yeah. And it's something where I'm like, if this is your parents doing, fam, you really need to sit down and have a conversation with your parents and actually ask them, why did you guys raise me this way? Like, what did you overall gain from raising me into being this? Like, I find something that I want to do for a living. I want to do this content. And if you don't want to do the content creating stuff for a living, why even be involved? Why push your opinion out so much? And I'm like, you try your hardest to be heard from all these different people, and they could care less. That's the thing. I'm like, fam, there's going to be a point in time 20, 30 years down the road, I got kids, everybody else, they all just everybody gonna forget about you. But I feel like it's gonna be a situation where it's like my kids gonna come up, they're gonna come up to me probably from school, whatever, and they're gonna be all like, hey, I was like going through your channel and stuff. Who is just a robot? I seen that this was somebody you made some videos on them and stuff. And I'm like, dang, I haven't heard that name in a minute. I'm like, wow, all right, well, yeah, sit down, son or daughter. And I'm like, yeah, let me just kind of, take you down a little trip down, down that dark path. But yeah, it was just this misguided man child that had it out for your good old pops. And yeah, it's just one of those situations where I'm like, he had issues, he had problems. It's something where I'm like, man, I didn't realize like it was that bad. But when you grow up in a household where it's like, movies get made out of households like that. Yeah, it's something where he tries to deflect it onto other people, and it's like, fam, they wasn't even shooting no shots at you in the first place. What are you overall deflecting? So anyways, yeah, but that's just crazy to say that they call like kids starving in other countries little things. But I'm like, he thinks me or his opinion matters more. But anyways, if he genuinely believes that, yeah, I don't know how he still has fans. But anyways,
what about the starving children in Africa? I'm sure that's some kind of fallacy. Here's the thing, TMossBoss, I do talk about important issues. Yeah, I talk about little things, but I also talk about very important things. Like, oh, I don't know, politics!
If all you just
politics. So who you overall vote for, that's more important than a kid that can potentially lose his life because the country's not getting the proper funding or the proper care. But no, who you overall vote for between Trump or Hillary Clinton, because that's what it looked like it was in the thumbnail. But yeah, no, that's far more important than this kid getting a chance at life. Oh my God, I just, man. And then he also said it was like science must not fall. And I'm like, but my thing is this: how long were those videos being talked about? People still to this day reference that, you throw away some food, people are all like, this kid's starving in Africa. That's one of the like go-to sayings with stuff like that. People still talk about that till this day. That's stuff that's still happening till this day. Like, I was watching the news and it was so hard for me to watch this. It was these two kids I think it was Gaza, but anyways, there was these two kids where the it was like the oldest sister and her little brother. But anyways, I think they had just lost. I think it was their older brother that they had just lost. And they were talking about it on the news and they just broke down in tears and started crying. And I'm like, why are they like, I get why they're showing this, but at the same time, this is kind of tough. Like, I couldn't be that cameraman recording that. I'm like, no, we gonna have to put this camera down. And that's difficult. That's something where I'm like, but while watching that part of the news, and as dark as it was and as disturbing and just gut wrenching as it was, I'm not thinking about you. All right. So you're trying to have it where your opinion matters so much to where I'm thinking it 24/7. Fam, I'm not even thinking about it for 24 seconds. So it's one of those things where it's just, yeah, for the sake of these videos, for the sake, as soon as this video ends, I'm thinking something else. I'm not thinking about a tweet that I can make about you. I'm not thinking about another video. I'm not thinking about none of that stuff. If it crossed my path, then I'll talk on it. I'll say whatever I need to say. But outside of that, the day I have kids, the day I get married, when life just overall is like just it's changing in all these different ways, your name, who you are, I'm like, who you are, not gonna be mentioned. All right, not gonna be getting thought of. That goes for Just a Robot and Luke. Don't care about your existence, bro. So anyways,
just want to do is argue, and you ain't talking about stuff like that. It is sad, it is pathetic, and it's just downright petty, where you gotta dislike a person's video.
I don't think you have the right to call people sad and pathetic when you record yourself watching other people's videos and upload it to YouTube.
who do you, okay, so who's on the front page of YouTube? People that do reaction videos or people who dislike videos? Again, Just a Robot's thought process. I'm like, man, his parents, they really birthed this guy, and they failed him. I'm gonna say that much. His parents, they failed him. Achieved absolutely nothing in life. He's achieved some viral videos. That was about it, and it wasn't even viral enough to where YouTube acknowledged how viral the videos went. It's one of those things where I'm like, man, it's. I just don't get how he's lasted this long as a content creator and as a person. I'm like, yeah, it's something where it's just, you really need some psychological help. Like you really need to get your life right, because if this is your thought process, man, that is sad.
Dislike, get mad, be negative, like you don't ever try to be positive.
So me saying I know you have a good heart isn't positive, right?
Alright? And it's just like, only time you tried to be positive was so I can help you with Minnesota Boy and things. I'm like, that was a cry of help. That was just you being pathetic for once in your life. You realized you were being pathetic.
I made a mistake for saying for once in his life. Bro's been pathetic his whole life. I'm like, from when he was a kid all the way up until present day. But I'm like, that's something where I'm like, what is he currently doing right now? That's what I would like to know. This most likely is something pathetic. Probably exposing himself in a Discord call, having another video getting made about him. He's probably working on some video that ain't not one person going to care about. I'm like, to me, when I see his lifestyle, I'm like, bruh, there's people out there where I'm like, they're homeless, they're having a better life than Just a Robot. There's some criminal that, I don't know, that's robbed a bank, and they're possibly facing 30 to 40 years for armed robbery and stuff. They're having a better life. Well, maybe not them. I'm like, it's 30, 40 years in prison. I'm like, but when you sit down and think about it, Just a Robot, mentally at least, yeah, it's about 30 years of just being in prison. To me, that sucks, man. That really does suck. I'm like, it's one of those mental prisons where, as much as he wants to try to do things to get out of it, not gonna happen. You still gonna be stuck in this mental prison and stuff. So yeah, it's sad, but anyway, sad and pathetic.
So what did you do? You got mad at me because you were being pathetic.
Oh my god, just shut up. Now it's time for my final thoughts.
And that's something that he can't accept. He can't accept the fact that he is pathetic, because he wants to try so hard to get some sort of validation. You definitely ain't gonna get it out of me. You most likely ain't never gotten it out of your parents. Let's see. My thing is this. The funny thing is, I guarantee it, I promise you, if his parents were to watch his sit down and watch his videos, it's gonna be one of two things. They're going to think along the lines that they raised them well, or they're gonna be thinking like, where did we go wrong with you? It's sad, man.
On this situation, TMossBoss, you made a mountain out of an anthill. All I was trying to do was offer you help, but you freaked out and thought I was trying to make you do a video with me on Minnesota Boy. And even if I was trying to do that, at the very worst, all I wanted was a collab with you. And I didn't even want that. You need to understand that people who give you criticism aren't out to destroy you. Now, I know a lot of you are angry at TMossBoss Productions, and you're gonna go to his YouTube channel and call him a liar. But here's the thing, I don't actually think he's lying. I think he just doesn't understand. I do believe he thinks he's telling the truth. I do believe
he wants me to understand his, just like how the video says, and I'm like, fam, I don't want to understand you. I don't want to understand nothing about you. Like, my thing is this. I could lose my memory. That's one thing. If before, like, if there was like my brain had to be wiped away, and I'm like, or there's like you can only choose a few things that you want to remember. I'm like, it's family, all right, some friends, and I'm trying to think, my love for video games. If I had to choose three things, but if they're like, well, what about this issues with Just a Robot? I'm like, give me the hammer. Whatever part of that brain that or that's sitting, that Just a Robot name is sitting at, I want you to beat me across my. I'm like, no, I ain't even going. I don't want you to do it. I'm going to do it. Or it's by, if you have to do it, I'm like, please hit that part of my brain like it is season 1 episode, or season 7 episode 1 of The Walking Dead, and my name is Abraham and your name is Negan. I want you to hit me across the head like that. All right. I might make a comment afterwards, but you hit wherever that part is at, whether it's here, anywhere on my brain. Please hit that part, and hit that part hard. Okay. So anyway,
Thinks I'm a bad person, but I don't think he's lying about me or trying to slander me. He just doesn't know any better, which is really sad because he does have a good heart. But unfortunately, he's not intelligent enough, so I think he might be beyond my help. All I gotta say is, if you're gonna go talk to him, just try to be nice.
yeah. Oh, is this like the...
My eyes have seen.
Yeah, I think people were saying like this was a part of that it was a movie, it was like American History X or something like that. I've never sat down and watched that movie, but it's a movie about this racist where I think it was either I don't know. I would have to sit down and watch the movie to give you guys some sort of context, but a lot of people had they got on Just a Robot about this outro. And yeah, I personally don't care for watching the outro. I feel like I've seen enough, but yeah, Just a Robot, man. He is a character. He definitely is a character. I'm like a character that needs help. I'm like, he needs the most amount of help, because that's just sad to be carrying on like that. But anyways, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and peace.